Almost blasted everyone with some J-Rock, which, as awesome as it is, I do not want to have that conversation with Twitch. That's what I need to do. I need to commission an indie J-Rocker to do our openings.
Do you know how good anime openings can be? I'm totally on board with this.
Pay for a full animation suite and get a whole thing going. It's like, this is a little overkill for a Twitch thing. No! I've been opted by Sony and 3 other things.
No, I look, if anything is cheap, it's animation. Famously very cheap and easy to do.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I should actually tell you instead of just saying I am.
Victory over Google Sheet formulas.
Que pasa? What?
I was working out a formula I needed to do some things on a Google Sheet, and I figured it out, and it works right, and I'm just happy.
Okay.
Wonderful. Glad to hear it.
Spreadsheets are not my forte, as it were.
And on the back of that, hello everyone, I'm AD Swinger, also known as Corbinian. This is the Electric Metropolis video game tour, and this is another episode of Halanak Station, a Star Trek Adventures TTRPG tale. And last we had left off, I had put you on the wrong screen to start off with. That's not where we left off. It was actually here. There we go. There's the title screen. But yes, last we left off, we had looked into the plans and machinations of a certain merchant vessel of strangely upright nature when it comes to certain despotic commercial endeavors, the Gilded Star. But that isn't the only bit of cowboy diplomacy happening. No. There's also a Tom Clancy novel in the works where a cop and a Romulan ambassador are off to rescue an enemy spy from from the Romulan state's planet from some mercenaries.
I'm pretty sure that's either John Le Carre or Elmore Leonard. Yeah.
I suppose, yeah. If it was Tom Clancy, I'd have to tell you in excruciating detail the exact specs of everything you're holding and what you're flying.
Crazy Ivan.
Yes, please, can we start counting the number of rivets on all of these vehicles?
Hold on, let me start. I'll get some stats up real quick.
The Polaris intercontinental ballistic missile, which was fired from the Los Angeles class.
But before even that, well, the thing is, traveling across the stars takes time. And a certain meeting is required, or demanded, ordered, on pain of death. Probably not on pain of death, it's quite not that extreme. It is, in fact, the Admiralty meeting. Oops, away we go, everybody. No, I just clicked the wrong thing. Don't worry, everyone. I just don't know how to use a computer. Everything's fine. Go, we're back to Roll20. Oh god, everything looks weird now. There we go.
Can't be too bad. He didn't say fudge muffins.
Because I caught it in time. Did I? I did, yes.
Let Twitch hear fudge muffins.
Nope, still the wrong space. This space. There we go. So, the current start date is 60705.5. The crew of the Gilded Star has achieved their goal. They're still waiting on people to get to them so they can start building the containment unit. But their mission's basically done. It's a lot of waiting for stuff to get to them and then building stuff so they can leave. Starship Swiftwind Express, the chartered ship that Ryloff and Kovic grabbed onto with a Romulan ship, a small craft aboard. That's still en route. I imagine that Kusia will be talking over from his own bridge.
Yeah.
Or ready room, whichever it may be. Defiant, so, small closet.
Same thing.
And Kovic and Ryloff, where are you talking to the Admiral from? From your small shuttle? I doubt you're doing it from your room.
No.
Yeah.
No, probably the small shuttle, and I believe we're going to use his QEC to tie in rather than...
Yep.
Because it's like, they can try to intercept the shuttle systems, and the shuttle's not really going to help prevent that. It's a shuttle that's like 200 years old. QEC, however,
Right.
good luck, fuck.
We discovered the tracking devices, whatever they're planted on us. Did we? Those were not listening devices as well, were they? They were just trackers.
I believe they were just trackers.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, that's good. Glad we're not being listened in on, presumably.
I mean, we're aware of what they're doing.
And we have the frequency, so we can mess with it when we decide to.
Yeah,
Well, that's good.
we're just watching them watch us at the moment.
Alright.
We'll find out how many layers deep this goes.
So, let's start this meeting. I would like to report that I have successfully recruited all of the necessary engineering personnel to begin operation on the ship and acquired all but one of the remaining materials needed to start construction. Kusia, were you able to find that last one?
Yes, I was able to find a significant source of iridium and find a shipwright.
Glad to hear it.
Excellent. Once all of the crew and resources are assembled, we can begin construction.
Lieutenant Venn finally comes in a little bit late, as him and Trailblazer were in the middle of something, but Trailblazer then reminded the lieutenant, you have a meeting, don't you? I was like, oh shoot, and kind of had to rush over.
Well, it takes a temporal officer to tell Ben to be on time.
Yeah. No.
Trailblazer is painfully punctual. Part of the job.
Mm-hmm. And I have to be.
And of course, he isn't attending the meeting because he's not part of your Admiralty staff, so
Yeah.
he's just here. Or probably he goes back to the Victoria for a while. Actually, no, he'll be bopping around the station because why not? Victoria's not going anywhere.
Mic was off. My mic has been off this whole time. God damn it.
Love to hear it. Love to hear it. Anyway. Trailblazer's popping around station.
Advent just comes in. Oh, yeah. I'm here. I'm here.
Glad you could take the time to join us, Lieutenant.
Sorry.
It is wonderful seeing your face. And she looks down at her watch.
Yeah. Admiral Trailblazer. Talked with him went little long. Sorry, I'm trying to get in as much time with him while he's here on station.
I'll just nod to that and say, take your seat, Lieutenant. We've just gone over the beginnings of our resource and personnel acquisition for the Starship construction project. Lieutenant, what update can you give us on the inquiries around the degree of integration of advanced technology with the FIS?
Well, I can definitely say that deintegrating the technology is possible. It's to the extent that the biomanipulation has occurred, that much has already been done. And as such, as far as I can tell, there won't be any lingering biological effects if the Aquarius is removed. The big issue is its continued effects on the planet that keep it habitable. Now, we could take long-term efforts to use known terraforming technologies to make the planet properly habitable, but it will take time, and it's quite likely that we will require using Aquarius to help facilitate those adjustments. But further
All right.
research will be necessary.
Then your next task is to ascertain precisely what methodologies will be required in order to set up fail-safes in case of the absence of the Aquarius facility, sudden or otherwise. We want the FIS to be able to fend for themselves if need be without this.
Understood. And to that end, I've made a further determination. There are other inheritor facilities out there.
Can you be slightly more specific, Lieutenant?
I wish I could. Aquarius isn't the only facility like it. There are others out there, and it's quite likely that other societies and other interstellar powers know about it.
I'm given to understand that without your unique connection to this facility, it would be exceedingly difficult to glean a technological understanding of this inheritor technology, though. Is that correct?
It'll be harder, but not impossible. I have, apparently, a natural inbuilt understanding due to my upbringing. I was, unbeknownst to me, raised in such a way that made me predisposed to understanding inheritor technology. Someone who doesn't have that starting point will have a harder time of it, but with time and effort, they could probably figure some of it out.
All right. The note will be added to the file, but if we don't know locations, nothing really more to be done about other Aquarius-type facilities at this time.
Correct. Just something to be aware of as a possible security concern. Because it's quite likely that those other polities are going to learn that Aquarius exists, and the possibility that others are going to come for it is definitely not zero. In fact, I'd say more likely than not.
We'll be prepared.
I'm not forgetting any other major revelations about Aquarius. It's been a couple weeks.
Not that I recall, at least.
Yeah, I don't remember anything like super.
Like, I think there was other stuff that just isn't relevant to this meeting, but
Right. I think there were like, yeah, basically what Ven will say is I have further information about the nature of the inheritors, and let's just say Aquarius's raison d'etre, but those are more theoretical in nature, of interest mostly to the philosophers.
Let's keep the
Well-
practicalities for now, then.
Yes. The most important thing is, does any of this contain a security threat of any kind to the Federation or to the FIS? The theoretical side is largely irrelevant for our purposes.
Well, this could be relevant. There are also, it's quite possible, other inheritors out there. Inheritors, from what I understand, are post-civilizational, as in they are from the future and have chosen to plant roots in the past. So there are likely other inheritors already here in this time frame.
And do you believe we need to be concerned about their potential interference?
I don't know.
All right.
Just
Then
another.
for now, let's focus on what we can directly help the FIS with.
Right.
Potential safety systems in case of shortcomings or unforeseen complications with the Aquarius technology, or its
Mhm.
potential theft again, as well as the continued efforts to disentangle FIS power systems from their reliance on the energy field supplied by Aquarius. Centurion? Should I be
Yes,
asking
Admiral.
where you're at the moment?
You can, and I can give you an answer, though it is not particularly important for you or your staff to know.
Golfing. We're golfing, Admiral.
I see. All right then.
During your golfing trip, just make sure to not get hit by any errant golf balls. We need you back on the station eventually.
Fair enough.
Do you have any project updates on either of your ends that the Admiralty Council needs to be appraised of?
Not so much a project update as a security update. It appears that the consortium of TAE has all of our biometric data, all of the command staff's biometric data, and at least on their civilian vessels, their crew and officers have been alerted to, have been told that if any people matching that data show up, to track them through whatever means they can figure out how to do, subterfuge or not. But our biometric data for the entire command staff is apparently had been disseminated throughout the consortium of TAE's vessels and operations. So they have definitely taken a intense interest in us. Although, again, orders, at least toward their more civilian end of things, is to observe and track rather than anything more violent.
I will note that the observe and tracking does broadly relate to people that we are working in close contact with.
All right, we may have to heighten security around certain sensitive operations in that case. Have you been able to ascertain anything about the nature of this security breach, its origin or time frame?
Not thus far. The information we were able to access was kind of the end user stage of it. We couldn't track the process of gathering or when this information was gathered back any farther. However, considering that Commander Carpenter's biometric data was also included, I would say it was likely had to have taken place no earlier than when she was assigned to the station.
GM, how
Yeah.
long ago was it that I was brought on board the station?
Say about 8-9 days ago.
So can I do a cross-reference of knowing what we know about the data breach combined with the fact that it includes me to try to look through all of the ships that docked and undocked from the ship to try to find out who did this? Or to try to find out more information about who did this?
Who gave orders to track us?
Well, we know it had to have... Never mind. I thought it could help. Never mind.
It's a bit broad.
Yeah, sorry.
You would be able to possibly track, because the thing is, Consortium of Tay does come and go on your station, and they do dock and undock and do business there. The trick would be figuring out how they got your biometrics, because it's not an easy thing to get. You'd either need to have someone sit there for a full medical biometric scan, or you'd need to get access to those files. And then you'd have to breadcrumb your way back from intrusion back to whoever it was that pulled that pointed the finger to the guy that pulls the trigger, and so on. You know.
Okay. Then I assumed we could use the information to narrow it down, but I don't think so. Then okay.
Harmonizer, if I can trust, you'll see that your staff investigates this.
Govik?
Okay.
Sorry, I didn't realize I was muted. We'll definitely look into it.
Good to hear. All right then. I think now we're constructing agendas. Out of character.
Yeah, I don't think I have anything to do at the moment now that the ship seems to be everything we needed to start the ship seems to be in order.
Yeah, I think you guys have on that base. It sounds like you guys have achieved your 3 directives, so I think that's a mission complete at this point.
I believe so.
So you need to set up choose your new 3 directives and your new amity focus.
Right. Standing directives are good to stay. Taking a look at. So start writing out new directives.
I like how Kovic and Ralph are basically like, these directives that we currently have don't give us anything to do, so we'll find something to do over there.
Yeah. I mean, you guys finished the things you were doing in the first day, I think. So
we did all the security stuff
for Kovic and.
Sure, there was no
security stuff.
Yeah, there was no follow-up or investigation required. You finished what the directive required of you, and no further.
Yep.
Wow, this cop simulator is so realistic.
Ooh.
Well,
yeah.
Set up security gave my number 2 the advantage to defeat anybody else poking around. Defeated several people poking around. I don't know. I think we did pretty well.
Mm-hmm.
And that's technically not even my job. That's just Kovic's job.
Yeah. You actually didn't have really anything to do, I think.
Exactly.
Question, GM. Do we have sources or supply lines for the materials that Carpenter acquired? Like, are those en route, or do we just know where to get them?
They are en route because ships are trying to collect people. But it's a question of whether or not you're letting other fleets deal with that and get people to you. And then you only really have to help them if they call for help, or if you send one of your ships to go get people. Because you have QSD, so it is actually feasible for you to send people gallivanting around the galaxy for them. You both know where these things are, and you can you do have the cover of transferring people and stuff all in one go. Just a matter of whether you want to do it or you want someone else to do it. Starfleet to do it, I should. Starfleet would be grabbing the Starfleet personnel and moving the Starfleet resources that Carpenter secured.
Sorry, this is great TV right now.
Oh yes.
I'm riveted.
Because there is the consideration of how you're getting the stuff to you. One of the routes is already kind of taken care of. Because you didn't go into precise details of it, but the iridium is already being handled. I believe rules to that effect of making sure stuff moved to and from was already figured out. There's the possibility that pirates might attack that route. And there's the possibility that something might happen to ships, whether it's your ship or other ships, that are grabbing people and moving them to you, because Klingon... You wouldn't move it through Romulan space, because they're in the middle of a civil war. That's a terrible idea. In Klingon space, they are your allies, so they're not supposed to shoot at Starfleet vessels. But
sometimes they do.
Well, there is that specter of tension between the traditionalist faction and the progressive faction in the Empire.
Yeah.
So whether that turns into a shooting war or not is something the Klingons know, and they haven't really told anyone outside details yet. Though I suspect that Thralic, among others, may have some detail they don't are quite sharing at the moment for reasons.
Mm-hmm.
One other thing we might want to, just while the Admiral's busy, there's 6 of us. But there's 2 characters and 3 supports, so that leaves 1 that doesn't exist. So if someone wants to, if we want to figure out who's getting who, and then the leftover person can make an additional support quickly.
Actually, I should probably put Swift and Express Passenger in the wrong area. I should probably put that with Romulans, I suppose, because I'm guessing.
I guess.
Because I would presume that the next person you find isn't someone you brought with you. It's a Romulan state agent or an ally of the state that's helping with your mission. Like, they know you're heading that way because you would have told the state that you're doing it.
Yeah, they're like, oh, we'll send this person to help you, or this person here. If you ask them, you can, something like that. Well,
I'm adding a standing directive, GM. Standing Directive 3, maintain NX product security and safety. Since that's shifting from the mission directive of establishing the smokescreen to just maintaining set procedures.
So you're adding that to you're just editing your standing directive.
Yeah, I'm editing standing directives and I'm writing new
Gotcha.
directives.
Actually, I probably should make sure you guys can see the Romulan officers because only one person can see them right now.
Yes, that might be worth letting people see those at this point. I don't know if you want to move Talora down to that group.
Probably
That makes
should,
sense.
honestly.
Yeah.
From science.
I definitely think we need a third directive, but I'm struggling on it right now.
What do you currently have as your 2?
I have assemble the NX design team and facilitate the start of the project, and establish safeguards for inheritor technology and investigate specific technologies for usage and decreasing dependency where possible.
Can you just post them?
Yeah, obviously.
I don't know. Alternatively, for picking up ramens, there are at least two already pre-made ones that we said didn't go, but they totally could have gone because you're all on a chip. So
there's the 2 security guys.
Do retcon.
Yeah, Gaius and
like,
Devaro.
Yeah, I think a third one would be continue to, I don't know, something along the lines of continue to keep the NX design project secret. I don't know.
That's in standing directives now,
Okay.
because that's going to be a season long.
Continued cultivation and improvements of relations with the FIS. Something.
I believe that also falls under standing directives.
I forget what our standing directives even are, I'm not going to lie.
They're in the pins.
Something along the lines of track down who has stolen our biometric data and how they did it.
Oh.
Or are we keeping that one on the hush hush?
I mean, that's kind of a nice to know, but it's kind of an optional
It's
thing.
it's not really, I think, like...
Which arguably also falls under NX project safety and security.
Yeah.
It's okay, so then do we just have these 2 directives?
Yeah, it might just be we have 2 directives.
Might just be 2, yeah.
I mean, a lot of
2
things
plus
are
standing.
one, so yeah.
Yeah, so like, I think because because the Romulan mission isn't falling under the Admiralty Board's like jurisdiction precisely, we just have less. Just waiting. Yeah.
Just falling under my direction of no.
Let's see. For these, I think strategy and tactics make sense to now to be focused.
Yeah.
The old directives from PIN. Adding new directives to PIN. So, strategy and tactics focus. Directive 1, assemble the NX design team, facilitate the start of project. Directive 2, establish safeguards for inheritor tech and investigate specific tech for usage and decreasing dependency where possible. And you added the standing directive of maintain NX project security and safety. Something you're always going to be wondering about.
Yeah. All right, then. We... back in the meeting proper then, stepping back in. All right, everyone. Thank you for the project updates. Let's check back in 2 weeks' time as to current status of the project. I'll be meeting with the design team once they arrive, facilitate their beginnings, and we'll loop in members of the Admiralty Advisory Board where necessary.
Good luck on your golfing trip, you two.
Thanks.
Try not to what is it, strike out?
I do not know.
Well, we may not score a hole in one, but maybe at least we'll birdie.
So long as you complete the game alive with all of your bits intact, I believe that will be considered a success.
Klingon
Gonna
golf.
hang
Golf
up.
is a violent game.
I'll just look at Harper and say,
We're playing golf, not rugby. Jesus.
Well, Klingon golf.
Harper and say, I don't think I'm as
It's
familiar
Klingon
with Earth
golf.
Force as I thought I was.
We'll see if we can come back with a souvenir, Thralik. And, I don't know if you need to inform Carpenter on the Andorian version of golf, given that seems to be what she has in mind.
Speaking of Carpenter, that stress that you've had from extra effort and all that, that's gone now
Oh, yeah.
because that first adventure is over. We're now in a new one, essentially.
And I know not to spend that like candy now.
I mean, you could.
I mean, I
Look,
could. I
yeah.
didn't suffer any consequences from that.
Yeah,
Exactly,
Think
see?
about it.
Get into one
Look.
fist fight at a bar. I go down in one hit. What? I have half my HP. Leave me alone.
Yeah, look. You
I'm
know,
really stressed at work. It's fine.
developing a coke addiction is the best thing you can do for your career for like 2 weeks. You know,
Yeah.
Huh.
I'm gonna dispute that. I don't think
Yeah.
I don't think that's true.
I think that someone who's doing it thinks that.
Yeah.
I mean, in the sense that it will make you a lot more energetic and productive up until the point where it begins to cause debilitating problems to your health.
It'll certainly make you more energetic. Productive is a different question.
Debatable. It
Okay.
it gets you to absolutely hyper focus on something, and if you are hyper focused on what you need to do, amazing. If you're hyper focused on that
As
flower over
someone
there,
who hyperfocuses
Oh,
without
no.
drugs, I can say hyperfocus is not actually as useful as it's cracked out to be.
yeah.
Quick bookkeeping moment. Who is the fifth member of the rescue team that's on the Swiftwind Express? It can't be one of these three, because we can just retcon and say they were on the Express the whole time.
Talora was on the Express the whole time.
Oh, she wasn't? See?
She is.
She is. She's right there. Yeah, I know.
She's-
So, sorry. These two. My mistake.
So, are the rest of us picking some of these characters to play?
Yep.
Okay. Has anyone picked one yet?
No. Talora, we all know her. Karis is a doctor. Sindari is an engineer. Gaius is general security. Devaro is specifically cryptography and knowing your enemy.
But that could be useful.
Sure. I'll pick up the engineer, Sindari.
Knowing your enemy is code phrase for Tel'Shar protocols.
Uh, I'll pick up the doctor. That's one I haven't played around with in a while.
Yeah, I haven't played an engineer in like years.
Mhm.
I do apologize if you think their focuses are weird.
Look, they're support characters. They are red shirts who are easily able to be killed without issue up until they aren't.
They're useful focuses. They're
Exactly.
just specific focuses.
Yeah, like I'm playing the speciesist, I think, is the
It's a Romulan, yes.
yeah
Supremacist.
Romulan supremacist. The doctor has a focus in quote unquote Vulcanoids. The air quotes are in the focus.
What are
That's
Ven
there because I didn't want to have to explain Romulan thing to anyone else if that was a
What are Ven and Kusia up to? Choosing, rather.
Oh, hang on.
Hang on.
Where are the sheets?
They're under Romulans.
Yes.
Oh, okay, I see them. Which one? Okay, so these three are the ones that haven't been taken.
Yes.
Cool. Guys and Oro.
I mean, you got Talora there.
I moved her into
Flora's
the
the
list as well.
strongest out of all of them, yeah.
She's the one that's actually a finished support character. The other ones are all brand new.
Yeah, see? I mean, I guess I could take Talora, but, on the other hand, I could take one of the ones that haven't been used yet so they can, start being used.
Oh, don't worry, it's not important if they get used or not. It'll happen.
Okay. Talora it is.
I don't know. Kovic kind of enjoyed this Romulan adventure, so he may find excuses for more.
It's not even dungeon. He's like, I've enjoyed it. It's like,
He's like, man, Starfleet, ugh, what a drag. I know, Romulans.
yeah. So, Mr. Winchester,
Whatever's left.
there's two choices.
The Ulan Gaius and Lieutenant Devarro.
Which one do you want?
Lieutenant Devarro.
Okay, then do that one.
We left the poor Ulan by himself on the station.
Hey, someone has to guard the supply closet.
That's really.
I mean, the
annoying.
fleet liaison's office.
Yeah, I
Which
mean, it is
one's-
the entire office.
Which one's the speciesist?
Not me.
I mean, okay, Karis keeps being called a speciesist. She's a Romulan doctor, so she's focused on Romulan physiology,
Yeah.
which is Vulcanoids quotation marks,
Mhm.
because technically that's the term.
It's not in Romulan. It's just that when it gets translated, people are like, "What?"
Yeah.
Oh,
So, yeah, you have a doctor. She's just not specialized in helping you, Kovic.
That's why I have a medicine of 3 and a med kit.
Yeah.
so the question becomes, as you're all aboard the Swiftwind Express, what route are you taking to the Balak system? Or do you want them to take to the Balak system? There's a route they would do, but I don't know if you want them to take it. Because you are chartering them to go there.
What is their route? Or what would their route be?
Yeah, I'm not curious.
Whoops. Tapping. So it would be... Get to service 173. Bit of Altanus, I believe. And... Actually, I have to double check my own route now, because I forgot it now. Because the thing is, Romulan space is a patchwork of... held worlds. Like there's no clear battle lines just because of how the Civil War erupted.
Yes, I'm sure it's not made at all more complicated by the inherent sneakiness and backroom dealings and underhanded actions.
Well,
One of the
they don't want
knowns,
outsiders
I have
to
that
know.
to you. Yeah.
Ah, yes. Okay. So they have to do this. Up to Talvith, cross some level of open space, and then to Balak. Because this area here is very dense with Tal Shiar support. So there's some state here, there's some state over here, and then there's more Tal Shiar this way. So it's kind of this very skewered up empire.
And this is their... I think, when we first started out on this was going to take like 2 weeks, and this is the 2-week route. I'm remembering the timeline right.
It's about the same.
It'll take a little bit longer than a week on this route.
I don't see any particular need to like make them change their route. I mean, let's, we're
Yeah.
trying not really to raise red flags. I think our cover story is that I'm going there to look at training harmonizers potentially.
Yes. It's impressive training facilities there.
And there were other passengers on board, if I remember right.
Yep.
There's plenty of people that I'm sure are going there to be trained for syndicate purposes, or not syndicate.
Consortium.
No, consortium. Wrong, samey thing. That you can evidently talk to and gauge what their opinions on that facility are on the way. Not that you have to. That's just a. So much.
Well, I mean, on this route, are they all destined ultimately for Balak? Or are they, there's some people getting off and on at various stops?
There's people getting on and off. Some people are stopping off at 173 because that's a good wheel spoke to go to other places in Federation space. You are passing by the Z Hydra system. Some people might take shuttles and take their small craft and leave and start heading there themselves. The Swift Wind Express isn't going there. It's going to Talvath, and that's where a lot of people, some people get on and off, and then the last stop is ultimately Belloc, because they have to go around this way. They have to go into this sort of unclaimed territory and then this way.
Right.
Because if they cut straight across, they're cutting through Tal Shiar airspace.
And if I remember, at the a couple weeks ago, Ryloff had actually kind of provided the cover story for Kovic to go among and start talking with people. I think.
Yeah. I definitely put people off the trail of what we're really doing and onto the trail of no. This is a thing of the continued efforts he's made in Halanak Station to look. This is how we can help. This is where we can give you facilities or provide facilities from which you can train, and that's why you're here now, is to inspect them yourself, take a look, and gives you yourself a good opening to talk to people and be like, oh hey, are you going here? Yeah, you've got a conversation starter. Congratulations.
Right. So yeah, Kovic will spend at least chunks of the journey in the common areas talking to people, showing a great deal of interest to anybody who's knowing anything about Belak, but also just sort of talking about, the galaxy in general and seeing what I can pick up about particularly the consortium of Tay, or any rumors about what's going on in Klingon space, or, the conditions of the Civil War, the places we're stopping. But like, definitely, if somebody going to Belak or knowing about Belak, I'll, pretend some real deep interest and ask a little bit more, kind of pointed questions that I might ask, were that my real goal. But let's see what kind of intel I can learn.
Give me a presence command or con difficulty of 2. 3. Oh, go away, computer.
Command.
As you're trying to make yourself someone that's approachable, worth talking to, trying to lose some of that cop energy.
So, okay, in that case, kind of trait of Iosian. I'm very imitative. I can, I kind of, mimic people I'm talking to's body language and patterns of speech, and so make myself more, familiar and easy to talk to.
I'll take that. I'll drop it down to 2, yeah.
Okay. And since we established body language as part of that, kinesics, xenokinesics.
Yep.
For focus. Okay. Okay. I think I will just go with that and give you a threat for a third die since we got it down to 2. And there's that.
Oh my god. Um,
Yeah, no complication, but yeah, complete and utter whiff.
You get into a
Oh my
lot of
lord.
conversations about life, the galaxy, and everyone that's in it, but nothing of mission relevance.
Okay, I don't think I'm going to spend my determination on this, so it will just have to go by.
That's what Kovic is doing for most of this trip. What's everyone else up to?
Well, going up and talking to people is not exactly a Romulan thing. I'm being friendly. That's just suspicious. Uh,
I'm running Darvo.
yes, Devaro.
Devaro. Okay. Why are all my disciplines 1?
Did it set everything to 1?
Everything is currently at 1.
I'll fix that.
It's this new thing from the player's guide. You see, you set it all to 1, and then you wonder why you can't do any tests.
You're gonna do creation and play, except you're doing it for support characters. So instead of starting with low stats, you start with no stats.
So this is your first roll. So you're going to choose where your 4 and your 10 go.
Well, I was gonna choose it. Someone decided for me.
I had the cheat made. I just didn't put them in apparently.
All right. Why don't we get to hacking some computers?
Ooh. You're gonna hack the Swiftland Express's computer system or one of the small crafts aboard?
Start with the Swift Winds.
Anything particular you're hacking into? Because someone did hack into this before, so this may be, depending what you do, you might be you might get a lower difficulty just because you're you can use a backdoor someone already has. Because I believe people looked into the general database of the Swiftland Express.
Yeah, that's how we found out about the biometrics, and we got the plans and details on the system we're going to in the base.
I want, secure. I want to get into secure access areas. Captain's eyes only kind of stuff.
Ah, okay. That will be a control or daring plus security roll difficulty. The ship's numbers are wrong book. Mm-hmm. Right. And it's an opposed roll versus the security officers for the ship to see if they notice you poking around in their system. That's control or daring plus security, difficulty opposed.
All right. Focus in cybersecurity.
Yep.
Take 6 threat.
Oh, goodness. Okay.
That's a lot of threat.
Nope, wrong thing, honey. That's fine. 3 hits for me. Generate 1. As Lieutenant Navarro is able to access the command level and secure information parts of the ship. There, in general, I'll say, is that there is like the captain's log type stuff. There is the current fleet directives that the captain has, and also what is in secure storage. So there's 2 types of storage on the Swiftwood. There's the general cargo, which is anyone can ship stuff or put stuff in there, or it might be low value stuff that they're shipping a lot of, so they don't care that it's back there. But the more secure stuff, they have a lot closer to the front of the ship, and that's a place where only crew can go, and general populace doesn't get to know it's in there. But the captain obviously would get to know.
Okay. Anything particularly shocking?
Let's look in there together.
Yeah, it sure is strange. They're transporting 500 Andorian livers, but there's no, listed source.
And lots of bathtubs with ice in them too. Weird.
Why would they be transporting those from Halanak? Where did Halanak get 500 Andorian livers?
I mean, that's
Shut
the
up.
mystery, ain't it?
I feel like if we keep asking these questions, we're going to not enjoy the answers.
Kovic? What?
Kovic has to do his organ legging ring, right? So it's his idea. You can't yell at me for it.
Yeah.
A lot of
just,
money to be made in organ meat.
500 Andorian livers fell off the back of a truck.
I think it'll be the front of a truck in this case.
Ooh. They have. There we go. Dilithium, Verterium, and Iridium.
That's shocking.
That's what's in secure. What's shocking is more that they had for Iridium. It's odd that they bothered securing it up front. So that's either a lie, even in their own records, because Iridium is, you have to mine it and stuff, but it's not like a rare thing you'd put in a secure room with guns and force fields. So either that belongs to someone super important, or that's not iridium. Dilithium, it's odd that they have passengers aboard when they're delivering dilithium, just because it's bad enough when you're flying around in a warp drive capable ship. People kind of shrug that off and go, well, you know, it's contained, there's protocols and fail safes in case the core breaches. But having like a large shipment of it, even in a secure area, you normally wouldn't put people on the same vessel as something carrying something that hazardous.
I'm more concerned about the
As for Verterium is a poisonous gas that causes quick death to those who don't, who are merely exposed to it.
Do these seem to be listed in small to medium-sized crates, or are they bulk storage?
Bulk storage, medium to large.
But well, okay. When I say bulk storage, I mean there is no separate container. It's just pumped into a storage tank on the ship. When you say medium or large, do you mean that there's actually a separate container that's like brought onto the ship?
Yeah, and basically they would open up the outer door and have someone grab lift it out of the container.
For all of these?
For all of them, which means it's a large amount of each of them. Because in that same cargo compartment, you could fit a bunch of people in there. Like it's a full cargo bay worth of stuff. Whereas in the regular stuff, you'd have a mix and mash of small and medium-sized crates that fill up as much of a room as you can get away with. Whereas these are just large lumps of stuff.
All right. Would replicating small containers that could hold these 3 items cause red flags?
Iridium, Verterium, no. Because even though Verterium's a dangerous gas that could kill people, it's still, at the end of the day, a gas. So as long as you have a secure gas container, a gas container is a gas container. The lithium has a very specific way that's moved. You need a very specific type of container. That raises red flags because there's not a whole lot that requires that sort of magnetic shielded carrying capacity.
What is there something else that does, even if it's kind of rare, that could be used as an excuse?
Give me insight engineering difficulty 2. Devarro might know of something that the GM is completely unaware of. It's like, oh, there's this rare thing that exists. You could it's totally the same difference. Oh, I didn't know that. He's the engineer, not me.
Talshar protocols, because often I need to be able to lie about the contents of smuggled goods.
Yeah, I could see that. Talshar are very picky about declaring your cargo.
Spend that momentum.
Mm-hmm. Mm.
Complication is going to happen. Unless the trait Romulan gets rid of it.
No. But you know that some electroplasma containment systems use similar containment. It's not correct. It's not one-to-one correct. But if you say replicated it and then you jury-rigged it into a dilithium containment, you could do that. So it's one of those. A Talshar agent might look at you funny if you had replicating one of these things. It just means you're trying to contain some electroplasma. If you replicate, 10 of these things, no, that's weird. Why that sounds like you're trying to move a lot of dilithium without saying you're moving a lot of dilithium.
Okay, so then the thought is, I imagine on, freighters and stuff, large bulk items that engineering needs, right? They'll occasionally beam out of the hold into the place in engineering where they need it, because you don't really see a lot of forklifts driving around.
Yeah, grav sleds are fine when you're removing a few things, but if you're moving a lot of stuff or you need it somewhere quickly, just beam the stupid thing.
So my thought is to write a virus that, since I'm already in the secure computer system, I imagine, I'm hoping I don't have to go all the way to the transporter pad to do this, but to the next time someone in engineering goes to beam something, would piggyback off of that to beam a small amount of each of these from each of these 3 containers into 3 awaiting containers that we've replicated, right, to see what they actually are. And hopefully, because we're piggybacking off of someone from engineering, either A, they won't notice that something's been beamed out of the secure area, or if they do, it'll look like the engineer did it.
I see
Because
your
it will
logic. Yeah,
piggyback-
trying to mask your site to site amidst someone else's site to site.
Yeah, for like tertiary backup, right? If you're discovered, first of all, they may not discover it. If they do discover it, it looks like someone else was trying to do something illegal, right? They have to dig really deep to find anything about us.
You, in theory, could do that.
So there's a lot of things there. So is that going to be like an extended task, or?
Well, first you'll need the containers. You have 3 different types of container, so I'll take essentially it's one opportunity for each copy of those things because it's 3 different types of container. So that's just straight 3 threat because you don't have any momentum on the table. No one operates on wealth here. And then if you want the containment unit, to jury-rig the plasma containment into dilithium containment, that requires a control plus engineering difficulty 2 to do that. Because otherwise, it's not good. It's not safe to put dilithium in it yet. You have to finagle with it to make it safe.
And then the transporter virus.
The transporter virus, you're looking at. Let's see. And override. It would all come to control engineering difficulty 5 with a comp range of 3. This would be an extended task, but you guys have like days of travel, so it's essentially one big. You can do it in one roll rather than having to worry about time, because time's not as much of a factor. But which also means you could try again. It's just that you'll have to wait till we circle back to you to see if you can try again.
Or you can ask some of the other people for help.
Yeah. Because basically, just so and I should have pointed this out earlier, I'm intending to tap each of you at least once to see what you're doing, and then moving us one sector at a time to our destination. So you have some time to kind of try, because you have like days to be doing stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But if someone's assisting, then their time spent helping you doing this thing. So Kalvik can't help you because he's busy trying to be a friend to everybody. Which he is making friends, he's just not learning anything.
Arrange to meet with Sindari and Talora.
Hello.
So
Three
we have someone
Romulans
playing both
meet
of
up.
those people.
Hi.
Hello.
Oh, okay. Devaro will say, I have arranged a infiltration algorithm to record and relay details of the ship's protected computer. And I'll point out on a pad, these 3 items cannot be what they seem. I have a plan to investigate. These people are already spying on us, so we should investigate them thoroughly to ensure they're not hostile.
Yes, sir. How do you want my help?
I need the 2 of you to assist me in writing a competent, self-aware worm for the transporter system.
Sindari nods her head. I am pretty good with computers, as it were.
So, with their assistance, I will attempt this.
Okay.
Um,
It's comp 3.
well, no, first, we got to get there. So, it looks like you've already taken the 3 threat. I will, because we're at 19 and now you're at 22.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you've already taken that. I'll give you another to roll. Oh, actually, no, I won't. I'll just take their assists on the conversion of the EPS container.
All right. Yeah, because you still need to convert the container first.
So yeah, I need y'all's assist with a control engineering roll.
Okay, computers for focus.
For adjusting the container, I don't think so.
Okay.
You do have one that would work, though.
Signals intelligence.
EPS systems.
Is this an EPS system?
It's an EPS containment system. Yeah, so technically, yeah.
Okay. Okay, I guess all 3, but I got there at the end.
Yeah.
Exotic energy source technology.
That's related. I'll take it. So you actually gain 2 momentum as you're able to convert a electroplasma container into a makeshift dilithium crystal container. I wouldn't try to play football with it, but it'll be fine.
Can I use those 2 momentum to create the advantage that there is a reliable base template for the kind of program we want to write that the Telshar trains most of its people in to bring the diff down?
I'll take that, yeah.
And then I'll give you 3 threat. Now we're doing the big roll. And I still need y'all's assists. I take that back. I really didn't need y'all's help.
Well, it's not like we had much else to do. So this is where computers would be a useful focus.
Yes.
Okay,
It's-
sorry. I was unclear at first. I thought this is what we were doing. That's why I suggested it.
So target was 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 4 momentum generated as you're able to pilfer a sample of some dilithium crystals, a sample of verterium gas, and what appears to be some sort of photonic life form inside of the container. Third container. It's not iridium, whatever that is.
What?
Uh,
Haifa?
Yeah, after
That's
getting
Haifa.
cut from the second season of Halanak Station, things just went downhill for Haifa's actor.
Shoot.
Is there a base difficulty for someone to investigate, since we kind of threw up a couple of misdirects here?
You've basically matched yourself amidst normal ship operations. That's why the diff was so high. It was site to site plus the fact you were hiding it and you're in the system. So you have like 2 checks that are kind of covering you. If you biffed it, you would have had to figure out how to hide your tracks before someone came to your room with very loud words and a big gun.
Yeah, I didn't know if creating advantages would help any further, but if it's kind of covered, I won't worry about it. 2 momentum. Do the transporter records show neural activity in keeping with a sentient life form?
No, that's just one to ask a question.
Okay, yeah, you're right.
Yeah, that's a sentient life form in there. Some sort of light-based life form that seems to be thinking. Like you can see it trying to figure its way out and around in a container.
Sir, do these ravings mean what I think they mean?
It is never effective for an analyst to jump to conclusions.
Yes, sir, but I don't see any other option as to what these results could mean other than the one we are circling around.
There's another component of being a good analyst. Sometimes, if things appear to be what we wish them not to be, we simply change what they are. Any does our shuttle's computer have any record of anything like this, like that's close to these readings?
For momentum, I'll answer.
Sure.
Yeah, actually, it's your database has several examples of it, although they're usually a lot larger. This is a young in theory.
Oh, y'all ship's about to get turned around.
Well,
see, this analyst is one of those times where I say
Did
sometimes
you just kidnap a child?
He didn't kidnap a child. He rescued a child.
He's not the only child in there.
Okay, hold on. Let's not jump to conclusions. I kidnapped a child from a kidnapper.
that's not the same as rescuing. It's true.
Yeah. They're rescuing. That's a bit far for someone with the focus in Tal Shiar protocol.
He's Navy intelligence. That's why he has that. He's not
Look,
Tal Shiar.
It's rescuing.
As far
us.
as
You
he
don't make
tells
such
you.
a big deal out of it.
Yeah, sometimes if you look the devil too long in the eyes, like he stares back a little bit. So,
Oh boy.
Also, I mean, these are still all Romulans.
yeah. Okay. Let's see. Baseline health of the individual. And I'm not here looking for I'm not looking for much more than a transporter scan could tell you. Like, they physically have all of their parts and their pulse is steady kind of information. I'm not looking to determine if he's gonna die of cancer in a week or anything like that.
A momentum spend as you look over the transporter readings.
Sure.
It seems to be conforming with what what the in theory database says is a correct level of emission of light. So it's emitting a fairly strong light. So it seems to be fairly energetic, is the most I can say with a cursory scan.
All right. Does its pattern match any missing in theory records in this shuttle's database? Do we have any milk cartons with the picture of this light bulb on it?
That wouldn't be something the Fleet Izon's shuttle would have. That's not something he'd be made aware of all the time.
Okay.
It's more a station commander harmonizer thing.
If how many other in theory would be in the main container if the main container was full?
If they're all this size, depending on size, because adults are bigger, and even though they are photonic, they do take up space. They do need room to be there. They can't meld like the Opentari can.
Well, in fact, I wouldn't. I would not use this individual as the basis for the math. I would use the average in theory.
Yeah,
according to the ship's computer.
So I'd say somewhere between 300 and 3,000. More likely less than 3,000 because they'd have to be all very small to hit that upper number. So it's closer to 300 than it is 3,000.
Okay. I will alert the Centurion that he will want to speak with us at his earliest convenience, with an emphasis on he will want to speak to us. I'm not assuming, I'm not suggesting this could be interesting. I'm telling you, without a doubt, you will be interested.
Yeah.
The pertinent report pending.
Yeah.
Lieutenant, in the interim, should we perhaps let the child out of the container?
Absolutely not.
Well, you're the lieutenant.
It would be a danger to us in itself.
Yes, sir.
What is Dr.
We
Karras?
do have energy blasters.
What is Dr. Karras up to during all this? Because I know where Ryloff is going. I puzzled that out.
I have no idea right now.
Yeah, it's like
I had an idea. Sure, we'll just proceed as though nothing else is happening.
Yeah.
I'd say that Karis is trying to make observations of the crew and the other passengers on the ship to glean if they, like, through observational rather than scanning, but like looking people over and trying to see like if they are experiencing any untoward medical symptoms that might indicate that they are transporting something dangerous.
Insight medicine, difficulty of 2.
All right. Focus in triage actually here, because that's basically what you do in triage.
Comp increase. You're kind of doing mass counseling diagnosis rather than medical threshold of death. But similar idea. I get what you're saying.
Yeah. I will spend a momentum on third die.
Logging all the momentum, typical doctor.
Yep. That's what doctors do, don't you know?
Yeah.
I made it back.
Oh my
Complaining
god.
about the doctor spending momentum is the kind of thing someone does before they are immediately shot and executed in a brutal manner and unable to be saved because the doctor can't spend momentum.
Except the
Yeah.
one complaining is the GM, so it's like...
Yeah, it's safe for me to do it.
Like, in the background, you just hear his door get kicked down.
FBI, what? Wrong jurisdiction, go away. Ah!
Yeah, you're right. For you, it'd be CIA.
No.
The Mounties, eh?
The Mounties. From the general crew, from some of the passengers, some passengers are acting as if they are in the presence of something dangerous or have something precarious in their possession. Of the crew that you see, the majority of them don't look like they are at all perturbed beyond the normal levels of stress one has keeping a ship in good order and security. There is the hint of the few senior crew, like the senior officer types. They look like they're not. They're pretty stressed out. They do not look like they're having a great. This is not a pleasure flight for them at all.
All right.
But they seem to be making an effort to avoid being in the common areas, but they can't help it. Like you have to come back here every so often for various reasons during a long journey. So, like you have to go to the mess hall, you have to go all the way to the rear of the vessel, that sort of thing.
Are there any patterns to that activity, either in the passenger populace or the senior staff that I can make note of?
What sort of pattern are you thinking?
If there's like times of the like day cycle when people appear more stressed, trying to kind of filter out individuals in the passenger base who might be stressed because they're smuggling something versus any more concerted efforts that require
I'd push that momentum back. There's no particular pattern emerging.
Okay. Cool.
Or if there is, part of the pattern is disrupted by the fact that you can't observe the protected areas.
Yeah. All right. Then the doctor will note that down in her personal investigation and be prepared to bring it up if it becomes relevant the next time that the Centurion holds a meeting.
I will say, anyone talking to Kobuk doesn't look all that nervous. They seem to treat him like he's just another passenger sharing a synthale, or sharing a scotch, or sailing a blood wine. Like he's just blending in with everybody.
Yep.
No one's ticked on that
he's storing up my data.
Yeah.
You know, Kovic, I'm sure Kovic's able to smoke just fine on this show.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, as long as it's in the common area, but don't do it anywhere near like the cleaning closet, because stuff can catch fire in there. So
Good to know.
Never gonna have any fun.
Hey, fire in a spaceship's no joke, man. Deal all that air you're breathing, you need it still.
Slavers are really up to code on safety.
Hey, look, just because you move around sentient people doesn't mean you don't have safety and occupational health and safety. I mean, Starfleet tried to do it on some years ago, trying to move around to smuggle a living person. But
Look. Just because we don't respect the lives of others doesn't mean we don't respect the safety of our own people. That's why we all have to wear safety glasses and high-vis vests while we kidnap people and transport them across international boundaries.
I think of the
That explains
biohazards,
the
you know.
shoulder pads.
I imagine Ryloff is heading off to say hello to Devarro and company.
Oh yeah. Yeah. With their glow jar.
With their 3 containers of death. One's antimatter death, one is biological death, and one is spiritual death.
Only if you got a weak spirit.
Yes, lieutenants, sub-lieutenant.
I'll hand a pad over to Ryloff.
Okay,
Centurion, we have between 300 and 3,000 enslaved in theory on board.
Oh, that's certainly a surprise. Do they have a listed destination?
GM, there. I guess I did. When I was searching through the computer, was there a manifest tied to the iridium shipment?
For 2 momentum, there could be.
Sure.
Yeah, the iridium. It's just iridium. That's what it says on the manifest. Despite what other evidence you have, fake news. Is going to the Xihydride system.
Which we're not stopping at, correct?
Right. You're passing by it, so people will be taking small craft and heading that way. It's more of a rolling stop. It's not a true stop. A true stop, you actually go into orbit and sit there for a while. This is we happen to be passing by. If you want to jump off, let us know, and we'll drop out of warp for a second, let you fly, and then we'll keep going.
Well, that would imply that a larger ship has to meet us to pick up that cargo.
It also presents you with the problem, Centurion.
Yes.
Unless operational security can be maintained for a long time, failure to act here would make future relations with the FIS impossible.
Not impossible, just strained. Although this does present opportunity to further...
300 individuals might be strained. I would surmise 3,000 would make it impossible.
If we were responsible. We're simply aware at the moment.
I will point out to you that Xihydride is a state-held system.
Yeah. No, that
mitigation is possible. I just I think anything other than extreme measures of security would endanger our FIS integration plan.
agreed. We can either attempt to get some sort of ability to track on the container itself, identify the picking up the vessel that will be taking custody of the cargo and moving it to the system itself as we go past, or both would be ideal. And if information can then be jumped discreetly to state sources, they can intercept and be the hero. And that can be a thing that happened later on so as to not interfere. It won't happen immediately, we'll be out of the vicinity. It can be assumed that something on their end went wrong later, past the responsibility of this ship.
We could transmit to the local system commander to have a cruiser ready, and then once we have left sensor range, we can pass along the ship's sensor range, and he can coordinate with the cruiser.
Yes, and naturally he can be told to leave this ship alone while it heads onwards. So we still need to reach our destination.
I do not surmise that these beings will be used simply for labor. They would be wholly unsuited for any significant labor that a internment camp could use. I surmise that someone must be interested in them for illegal experimentation.
That would seem likely. Lieutenant Talora, when we reach that general area of Zai Hidari, that sector, I would like you on the shuttle's sensors. They're not the best, well, but they'll be appropriate, hopefully, to ascertain the identity of the vessel picking up this cargo, the iridium. That's unless I can manage to
You think
get
that
you access
suboptimal?
to the bridge.
You think that suboptimal sensors are going to stop me?
No.
Good.
I might be able to get access to the bridge at that time, hopefully, if an idea follows through.
I will prepare a communication if you have anything you would like to say, Centurion. Use a Type 4 wave to hide the communication.
Pass on the general plan of ensuring that those individuals are recovered successfully, but that the Swiftwind Express is to get away. And ideally that vessel, the individual, shall be recovered after we've long since departed.
Any contingency for the local commander having been corrupted? The war has not been kind to our ability to replace inadequate commanders. Perhaps informing the commander that you have also forwarded this communication to Central Command.
Inform him that of the importance of this mission due to its overreaching overlap with other Senate-approved activities.
I'll be sure to include that. Although I've once seen a Centurion and a Admiral get into a hour-long vigorous debate about whose Senate-approved mission took priority.
Use the name. I had a favor from the guy that picked me up.
I imagine that's a problem among Romulans, though. Just like, my mission is super secret, and you can't stop me because it's got level 3 clearance, and the other guy, they just keep arguing one clearance level higher that my mission's more important. Stand aside.
Except that is one of the things that is currently being dealt with, or trying to be dealt with anyway.
Supposedly, that's what the Tal Shiar was supposed to solve. I'm Tal Shiar. I override all you nuts. What the heck are you doing? And then Tal Shiar decided to abuse that authority because why not?
Tal Shiar decided to become that problem.
Yeah.
No, but the fellow with the ship that picked Rylov up in the first place.
Yeah.
He might not be in the area, but I have a favor with him, so attach his name to the thing as someone that can verify and back up. And if you are capable of doing the job, he will. And we'll let him know later that his name was used, and hopefully he's fine with that for a favor. If that's all right, or does that sound appropriate?
You could use it for that, yeah.
Yeah. He was like commander or something. I just apparently forgot to write down the name. I just wrote commander.
It is Sub-Commander Soren was, because Commander Halanak is the overall guy, I believe.
Right, yes, sub-commander.
He's the IRW Shadowdancer. So, these revelations made, you leave Shackleton, you enter Federation space, having left the Shackleton Expanse, passing by some minor planets that some Federation types get in their little shuttles and zip off to wherever. What did a lot of you do in this sector as you cross the Expanse and try to start heading toward Starbase 173 as your first real stop?
To say new scene or?
It would be a new scene, you're correct. So that momentum poofs.
I'll go ahead and send that communication. Because we were the one encrypted.
Presence command.
Actually, are we stopping at Starbase 173?
Yep.
Yeah.
You might want to send it from the starbase rather than the ship.
Well,
Just
I mean,
as a
yeah,
they have been trying to intercept our shit, and it's going to be harder to intercept our shit if it's sent out from a Starfleet signal with a bunch of other stuff at the station rather than from their ship, if that makes sense.
That's not going to create any problem. That's not going to create any obvious problems trying to talk to a Romulan commander, would it, GM?
You would need to get the permission of the fleet liaison on 173. Because you'd want to be using their systems.
Yeah. That's what Rylov can put his efforts to, which is getting that permission to do it. So
that's something we would do next sector?
Yep.
Okay.
Oh, next sector. Yeah.
You're still en route there. You're still crossing Federation space currently.
Anything that you need Telora to do in this sector?
I don't think so, honestly. We're just kind of cruising on this. Kovic has any ideas?
Just chilling. Sensors, I guess.
Go ahead, Winchester.
I guess I need to piggyback again and put all these things back where I got them from.
Oh, you're gonna put all 3 of the things back?
And we can simply keep those stored, rather than risking backwards transportation if they're unaware it happened.
Oh, well, that's the question. Are you guys teleporting these things back where they came from, or are you trying to hide them on your shuttle?
No, I'm saying wait for another standard engineering bay transport and just have it pick these up again. Basically, do the reverse of what I did last time.
Okay.
Well, because, right, if you're playing a Starfleet character, it'd be like, save this guy right now at all costs. But this is
I get you. That makes sense.
This is Romulan. You have a plan. He will stick to that plan. There's no need to be heroic right now.
It would come to with the previous bonus from before. It's control plus engineering difficulty 3 because it's easier to put stuff back in there than to take stuff out.
All right. Can I get help from the other 2 of you?
Telora Sundari?
I'll spend a threat.
Don't worry, Kovic. I'll let you know. It's just there's a plan already. Don't worry.
Yeah, I was about to say, I feel like telling Kovic is going to make this a lot more urgent than we currently are treating it.
It's being treated as urgent, but we also can't. Like, this is our current chance to get where we're going. We won't be able to repeat it, so don't worry.
Well, it's on the head so far.
Van Carpenter.
Yeah. Hmm?
Can assist if you wish with this transporting of a sentient life form and some other dangerous goods back into their containers.
Okie doke. So control engineering.
Yeah.
Okay. Why did I close the sheet? Why would I do that?
I don't know.
why
That
you would do
seems like a bad idea.
Hang on. There we go.
Gained one.
Man, I'm consistently rolling 13.
And it seems Carpenter is BRB.
Oh, okay.
I mean,
I mean,
of all the numbers you could be consistently rolling, that's not the word.
Yeah. And I mean, we've hit the nail on the head anyway, and
Yeah,
we've actually become past it, so it's fine.
All the goods get transported back.
That said, I might as well see about making the argument, approaching the captain or first officer, whomever now on this ship about potentially being able to assist them from the bridge when it comes to navigating through state-controlled territory, as we should be able to avoid a number of hiccups if you have myself as a representative right there to push the appropriate confirmations and approvals through.
The captain, you never meet with the captain. They simply tell you that that has already been arranged for.
Tragic.
The consortium of Take enjoys a good relations with the government of the Romulan Star Empire.
Which one?
I'm going to guess that means both.
Pretty
This
sure-
is an
probably.
sure
FIS
the answer is
situation
yes.
again.
Yeah.
Yes,
This
the
is an
answer is
FIS
definitely
situation
yes.
again, where they just go, I just wish both sides have fun.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that sounds like if you pay me Latinum, I'll ship whatever.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
basically. Oh well, worth a try.
Okay, so here at the top of the round, I'll give you a threat for well-informed, since I have spent time hanging out and talking to people.
Yeah.
Right back.
So, what am I hearing about what's going on in Klingon space?
There's a lot of confusing information coming out of there. Supposedly, the USS Da Vinci went down there to engage in some activity. But there's other people saying it never went there. It's always been near Halanak Station. What are those guys talking about? And when you try to check with a third party, they say, well, they're both wrong. The Da Vinci was doing this other thing. And I will say to you that this feels like a cover-up. This level of confusion by spacers is not something that happens by accident. You have to purposely confuse people. You have to make a concerted intelligence effort to hide something. So the average spacer doesn't know. They think, but the general feel is that something the civil war in Klingon space is escalating, and Starfleet is interfering. But how precisely they're doing that is unclear. Something to do with the Da Vinci and something to do with the Stavanger. The Stavanger A, sorry. That's the big ship from
Yeah.
Sovereign. There we go. Sovereign class.
Yep.
But then there's people saying, no, that's not happening at all.
Okay. Alrighty then. That's interesting.
You're telling me. Headache oncoming.
Oh, you want?
Oh no, did I
You
miss
want-
the funny?
If you really want to
No,
head,
it hasn't happened yet. I think.
you know, Winchester and I could head over there for the crossover as Oda and Trio. Really,
That would be amazing.
Reach out to the GM, let him know. That's his bailiwick, honestly.
You should do it. I think.
okay. And then I've got one more question with that.
Oh wait, no, it's not even the Stavager. I got that backwards. Sorry, it's wrong ship. It's the other one, the Harpo. My bad. Project Enduring Friendship. I keep wanting to say the other thing. Project Enduring Friendship and the USS Harpo. Except I think
No,
they
the
replaced the
Harpo.
Harpo.
That just goes to show how confused the records are. No one can even agree which Starfleet
Yeah,
ships
some people-
went there.
Yeah.
Some people think it's the Stavager went there.
Didn't the
which
Harpo
obviously
get
didn't happen?
blown up?
Oh no, yeah, it totally did. You sure? I saw a Harpo. That's a different
Yeah,
ship.
I mean the Harper
you know.
was definitely there.
No,
for
no,
sure.
no. The explosion was a cover-up. That way the ship could go underground and do secret covert ops for the deep state without anyone knowing about it. It's a perfect plan.
Man, we've got to drink this
Also, I don't think Oda or Chio have high opinions of W or Dick Cheney, so I don't know if Project Enduring Friendship is really going to be their thing.
It is if they start interfering in Klingon politics.
Yeah.
Like, stop. We had a plan. What are you doing here?
Yeah, but I mean, the Harpo was like metagaming outside. It did go away, didn't it?
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah, the Harper was.
I forget what they
was
replaced it with off the top of my head.
Yeah. And I can't help it. I always think of Harpo marks with that ship, not what it's actually named after.
I mean, that's accurate to the crew.
Anyway.
Yes.
Okay. So, what am I getting about? What am I hearing about the consortium of? Well, what am I hearing about the FIS? This is the ship of the consortium of Tay. So what are people saying about the FIS?
There's a big project of some kind going on right now. Security's super tight on station. And whatever it is, Starfleet is helping foot the bill for whatever this massive project is. They're not sure if it's like a secret Starfleet ship build or some special FIS type thing, or it's just a very sensitive scientific instrument that requires it to be under strict guard. But the general opinion of the FIS is that they are pretty friendly with the Federation and with the Romulan state. And with merchants in general. So it seems like if anyone's... It's a good place for the regular merchant to go. Which was the case before, but people were worried when Starfleet stepped in that they might start stomping on their work. But harmonizers deal with that stuff, not Starfleet, so...
Fair enough.
Which is a relief. They're worried it was going to turn into a DS9 thing, and that was a pain in the neck for everybody.
Yeah, we have not started collectivizing the industries yet.
Okay, so I guess
That's for
beyond
next season.
those rumors and whatnot, although that gives me an idea or two. Hold on. To make that note. I think I'm going to continue to try and see what I can pick up through talking to people. I know I whiffed it last time, but kind of do the same thing, see if I can learn anything kind of a little bit more concrete about where we're heading to, or, you know, what the consortium of Tays up to on this regular route, or what these passengers are up to. You know.
Presence Commander Khan, with modifiers, comes down to difficulty 2.
Okay. Let's do the same thing again and try not to whiff it. And there's that. This is just how I'm rolling tonight, so I'm just gonna quash that comp with a medal.
Okay.
So, okay. I'm just not gonna roll anymore tonight. I'm just gonna role play things.
Believe these two have done a thing. Kovic has done a thing. That leaves it to see if Ryloff, Sandari, or Karis do anything on this leg of the journey. You don't have to, I'm just asking if you are.
I'm the engineer, right? So why don't I do some diagnostics on the ship to make sure it's running properly and there aren't any issues.
Reason engineering, difficulty 2.
All right. If I'm interfacing with the ship's computer systems, can I argue for computers to
You could.
run the diagnostic? Sorry, go ahead, Roloff.
Talura will also assist.
Oh, that was fine. Okay.
Analysis focus?
Yep.
Okay, reason engineering, you said?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Did you give a difficulty?
2. 2 per
Take
days.
One momentum.
One momentum I.
Unfortunate.
Yeah, you give the Iron Leviana? I believe that's the one you took.
It's the one we tried to take, and he told us that we couldn't because it was too big.
Oh, that's right.
So we've got the Rita instead.
That have,
We planned to take the big one, and then we thought we were taking it, but then it turned out we hadn't paid for a ship that was big enough to take it. It was a
put
whole
the
mess
Rita.
of communication fun.
So here is the Iron Rita in the Romulan folder. Give it a look. But from that roll, everything seems to be working just fine. It's a light
This is
recon
like for-
vehicle. Pretty hard to screw up this thing. It's old, but reliable in that sense.
For context, this is like, what scale is it? This is
Scale 1.
Okay, so this is like a shuttlecraft. Okay, I didn't know if it was runabout size or shuttlecraft size. Okay, so if it's scale 1, okay, then it's much smaller than I thought it was. I was picturing at least a couple of rooms. Okay.
It's bigger than you would expect for a scale 1, because most of the back side of it is a reactor
Oh, okay.
and a cloaking device.
And lots of
Well-
seats.
This thing uses a fusion reactor as its power source.
Yeah, this one actually booms when it blows up instead of collapsing.
Yeah.
What an exciting thing to think about when I'm sleeping in my bunk tonight. So this is just like a space bus with just like rows of seating in the center of it for passengers to sit in. What was it? But yes, if everything is working as operational, then I will report that to the commander and be done.
It has some seating space, some dedicated space for the core and the cloaking device, as well as some decent sensor abilities. Which it's a light recon, so it's for a small craft. Its sensors are actually pretty good. The fact that is to say, it has a 1 instead of a 0, and it's armed, which Disruptor Banks again. It's a military vehicle, not a civilian vehicle. Although, all that said, I didn't not tag a trade onto it, but this thing's server state is 2298. This thing is old. But that's because the Romulans never throw anything away. If it still runs and flies, it's in service. Especially during a war. What is
Yeah,
Shit
no,
to find
we
out.
need to see some we need to see like some NASA style early rocket ships in the Romulan fleet. They busted them out of the museums.
what is Dr. Kiris up to, if anything?
I don't think Karis is doing anything in this sector.
Ryloff?
Hey, I actually had an idea of if next time I'm going to be getting permission to this time, I might as well get the message that we want sent written up and coded, so that Devaro's just encrypt, like the message will be encrypted and sent over, but then once they receive it, it actually has to be decoded as well. So even if it is intercepted, they don't need to figure out what the hell the code is anyway. Making it redundant. Because we really don't want them intercepting a message from us saying, hey, we know they're kidnapping people.
Control plus command or security difficulty you set of 1 through 5.
Lovely. 5.
Okay.
Star Navy protocols or precautions.
Star Navy protocols.
Star Navy, yeah. Sorry, I just realized I had to edit my Admiralty focus there. Subtle trait. Essentially shifting the coding in it's in such a way that it reads as a different message. It's not just clearly encrypted. It's
Yeah,
showing
I'll
as,
take that.
If they catch it, it reads as a different message instead.
I'll take that.
Alright, yeah, we will that. Don't have the complication range on this. Pretty sure.
No.
And actually, haha, I can spend a determination to the improving relations with the strengthen relations with the FIS and assist, blah blah blah. I'm assuming this would help with that if we succeed.
This works toward that standing directive. Yeah, I'd say so.
Yes. Broadly. So that's that, and I'll give you. I'm trying not to give you threat. That's what I'm trying to do right now because you've got a lot.
I'm not saving it for any particular reason.
Yeah, I wouldn't imagine you are. That would just be absurd. You would never save a thread for any reason.
Nope.
That's 2. Got that. That's pretty reasonable to get more. I'll give you. Well, I won't give you anything. Hopefully, I give you 2. Fuck it. Starcross. I don't use it enough anyway. Starcross is double focus range, so.
Okay.
Hey, look, those are both crits.
4, 5, 6 by my count.
8. Determination.
Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah,
Those
4
are
there.
both crits because of the Starcross.
Oh, right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah.
And I keep it.
So you generate 3. Sorry, you generate 4 because you brought the diff down by 1. How about that? And, we're gonna... we are keeping an eye on you.
Yeah, well, this is just like coding the message before it's being sent.
I suppose if I don't
get the roll out
hit
of the way.
there's no sense me spending for it because if I don't intercept it in the first place, it doesn't matter.
Yeah. This is just a second roll after it potentially gets intercepted.
So
It's redundancy, and I can make it harder if I need to later.
the Swiftland Express makes a brief stop at Starbase 173 as it docks and resupplies and sells and buys stuff, gets new passengers, let goes of passengers. It's a new scene, so one of the momentum peels away.
We'll get Devarro his permission, hopefully.
Oh, we actually have a momentum to peel away.
We had one last time to peel away. That's why we had none. But yes, we'll get Devarro his permission to use the communication system of the station rather than mercenary vessel.
What's your reputation?
Both are 5s, I believe. Yes, the former Starfleet one and the Star Navy one are both 5s. Smiley face.
Let's call this Presence Command Difficulty 1, as you send a request from the local fleet liaison if you could use their office for a bit. Because they don't have to let you use it. That's their office.
No.
That sounds like a you problem, but you're asking nicely. And it's like, it's important. Sure, everything's important. No, really, it's important. I'm not just saying that.
It's really important. Honestly, it's something that I could talk to Athaton about. I mean, I'll probably let him know later because I said that I would keep him in the loop on stuff like this. He did ask nicely. But that'll be a later thing.
That's a later him problem.
Well, it's a later thing in the sense of the less communications we send out, the less it's likely to get caught right now.
It's the fun thing about being out that there's never future problems or past problems. They're just forever problems.
Yeah.
That's always a problem.
Hey, but that's the job, though.
Yeah, well,
Almost-
I mean,
they almost
I don't have
retired.
an Admiralty focus for this because strategy and tactics is not going to get me into that guy's office. Well, it could, but not in the way that would be helpful right now. However, team dynamics ?
Yep.
This is trying to be collaborative and helpful. I promise. And I'll use a momentum just to make sure here. Yeah, I mean, I hit it.
Yep. You're able to secure permission to use the Romulan Fleet Liaison Office for the state here at Starbase 173.
Yep. And we'll give Devarro the encrypted message. Or not encrypted, coded. Encrypted and coded are different. There you go.
All right, Devarro, if you want to crack it, it's difficulty 5.
I can make that diff 6 real easy.
So yeah, send the transmission.
Doing any special encryption with it, or are you just sending it?
Didn't he just do the encryption?
No, he encoded it so that if they do catch the message, like if they catch the transmission, they then have to decode it as well. So it's just a lot more work. It's not encrypted yet.
He put it in a cipher, essentially.
Yeah. It's like if they do intercept and read the message, it still won't make sense.
That's what encrypting is, though.
We're encrypting the communication so that they can't intercept it. So that it gets where it needs to go.
Most people most sane people just do one roll. You Ramen seem to do 2 rolls, or at least that's what Ryloff is calling for.
Unless you'd rather not, but...
Yeah, you're the one at the desk. He handed you the encrypted data rod, so it's like you could just shove it in and press, command, Romulan command 226, and then off it goes.
What's the roll?
It is
Up to you.
control plus engineering Difficulty 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Set the difficulty and fire for it.
Diff 3.
Okay.
Cybersecurity.
Yep. On the button. Gonna annoy me is I'm gonna spend all this resource to catch a diff 3 and then I have to do another roll, but the enemy doesn't know that. 3.
Ooh, ow.
What did I make it even? Oh, really?
Did they not make that?
I just made 3. Oh, look! Encrypted twice. Right. It's coded and encrypted. Awesome. Great. Wonderful. That's what I needed. That's why I want to spend more resources on. Freaking Romulans.
There's a reason I wanted to spend minimal resources to get that, too. If they get 5, let me know.
2, 3, 4. All right. 1, 2, 4. 4. I'm short.
Okay. If they got 5, I could bump it up to 6 with the talent, so. just to be annoying.
Any special activities? The Romulan crew is going to do while they're at Starbase 173.
I think the doctor is going to request a pull of like medical information that is maybe just a little bit more than she's supposed to know, but it's like really on this edge. She's kind of fishing for extra information, but mostly it's just an innocuous pull for medical information.
Reason plus control plus medicine difficulty
Just relevant ones.
of 1 second. Ping twice. Oh, that's why. I know what's that.
The definition of relevant here is doing some work.
Let's see. Looking for a very particular book in my library. There it is. Just because of how the file names are all different when it comes to Star Trek Adventure PDFs.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
Yup.
But adds to my search time a little bit. I suppose I could reformat it, but you know, that makes it a me problem. Well, it is a me problem either way, so what am I talking about?
Then it's a problem that
Star
you
Trek.
can't blame someone else for.
Yes. Troll Medicine difficulty 4. To pull more information than you really should get out of the Starbase's database. Because you're trying to get past the encryption that they have in their medical files. Like, there's a lot of stuff you get for free, because Federation's free about that sort of stuff. But there's some stuff they try to keep secret.
All right. Probably not going to make this one. Do I look at this? Nope, we're done. I will throw one threat at you, see if I make it. But most of the time it's wrong. Not quite.
Yeah, no. You run into a lot of lockouts and biometric readers and stuff like that in some of the files, but you are able to get an update on the latest update on from Starfleet Medical regarding and
Yeah,
various
which-
Federation medical sources.
I think is mostly what she was trying to do. She's just testing the waters also.
Yeah.
Anyway, that'll be all from her.
Any other special activities from you lot before you leave Starbase 173?
Well, I mean, Kovic's an intelligence officer, so I might as well catch up on the latest intelligence report and create an advantage with my roll power.
What sort of advantage are you creating?
That's the good question. I'm trying to figure out something that might help us find role in Balak.
It is also an advantage. You can just finger snap into a creation whenever you want. It's great for annoying the GM like that.
Though
I
are
would do that.
yeah, that's the benefit of intelligence officer, because that role power is the intelligence officer sitting on information and just going, by the way, I know this tidbit of information. When were you going to tell us? When it was relevant. It is now currently relevant. I'm telling you now. But you could while you're at Starbase, because you are an intel officer under the service of an admiral.
Halanak agreement, yeah.
Of the Halanak agreement, you could generate an advantage here at 173 because there's an Admiralty intelligence officer here who you could check notes with and go, hey, by the way, can I ask you some questions real quick? Here's what I'm up to. But that would, that'd be you reaching out to the your counterpart here at 173.
They're saying I'd basically be rolling to create an advantage going here.
Yeah.
Okay. Sure. Why not?
Actually, before you do that roll, give me insight command difficulty of 2. Maybe something about this procedure you're not aware of as a non-Starfleet officer.
Fair enough.
Don't smoke in his office.
Take a momentum for a third die.
Certainly.
God damn it. Yeah, this is.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
Perfect.
this is just my night. This is I should not be playing role-playing games tonight. Yeah, and the complication's going to have to stand. There's nothing really I can do about it.
Okay. Well, as you go to speak with your intel counterpart,
I mean, I'm not just going to walk down the hallway or anything. I'm smarter than that, being on a Tay vessel.
right. So how do you seek them out?
Well, do I have anything coded? I don't. I have no idea. I have no idea. Scratch it.
Okay.
I mean, I can't roll to save my life tonight anyway, so it's just,
Just
See-
walks onto the bridge, says up dog.
Anything?
What is up, dog?
Anything Taloro Sindari's up to? Well, at Starbase 173.
I don't think so.
Oh, can Sindari look into missing in theory reports?
If requested, yes, I will look into any reports of missing in theory persons.
All right, you're requested.
Reason security difficulty of 2. The station will assist because you are looking at what the station knows, like what's on their database, and the computer might try to help you out. It probably will succeed.
There's going to be some permanent record of me looking into this.
You can
Alright,
hide it by increasing the diff by 1 if you want.
I'm not going to succeed. I'm a supporting character. All right. Focus in computers because I'm using the computer system.
Oh yeah, easily.
All right. Okay. 1 momentum, 2 threat.
Momentum, 2 threat. You were saying?
Right?
Yeah, I was gonna say it's a diff 2, and I gave them a security score.
It's security of 2. I
1,
wasn't that
2,
confident.
3, 4, 5 hits. On a diff 2, you generate 3 momentum.
You were saying?
Okay, can I spend 2 momentum to create an advantage that I'm successfully able to wipe the record from this off the security
You could, yeah.
mainframe? Okay.
That's the other way to do that. Yeah, there are, by this time, it's been a few days, you do notice that there is a report that the harmonizers, offices of the Free Information Sphere have now made a wide band broadcast. Well, wide band broadcast. It's a weird way to put it. Basically, they've put out the word to everyone, any spacer, to please, if they could provide any information regarding these missing, in theory, persons. Please contact this Halanak station or any relevant starbase and reveal any information you have. Such information that leads to the rescue of these persons will result in a reward.
All right. I will grab all that information, and I want to go meet Lieutenant Davro.
Oh, seek out Lieutenant Davro.
Well, at least 11 reports I could find are of the harmonizers looking for declared missing persons. They're even offering monetary rewards. This can't continue.
Anything can continue so long as you have discipline. Operational discipline must be priority.
But won't this compromise our relationship with the FIFs if they ever find out?
Certainly it could compromise the Centurion's standing with the FIS.
And do you want that to happen?
The universe does not move according to my wishes.
Lieutenant, have you informed anyone else about this?
Devarro kind of bleaks, like he's not sure. I've informed Centurion Ryloff, who's the senior operative. Who else could I inform?
And what was his take on the matter?
You were in the room when it was given?
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I zoned out. Okay. What was your take on the matter?
So basically, we've called ahead, told the commander in charge of the area these people are being taken to prepare a cruiser to intercept the handoff vessel once we're out of sensor range. And we've included a friend or a contact of Rylov's on that communication as like so that the commander who receives this knows that he's not the only one that's aware, and that if he doesn't act, someone else will in case he's compromised.
Okay.
So something is being done. It's just like not
Immediate.
It's not us doing it, because if we were to act ourselves, we would lose the opportunity to reach Balak.
Yeah, the mission would be scrapped at that point, because you'd have to attack the Swiftwind in some fashion.
I'll say, but Lieutenant Sindar, we could arrange some information to make it to Halanak Station.
I struggle to imagine a way of informing them of this that makes us that paints us in a good light.
We'll be the heroes. They have no idea how many are missing or where to find them.
I suppose.
And it would increase our operational budget.
Yes. We stand no match to the dogs in Starfleet, but maybe with a little bit more money, we could give a little bit more of a tug on that and have a slightly more even playing field.
Perhaps we will send a communication. Though, we should refrain from informing the Centurion until we're sure it's been a success. He needs not know of any failure.
Of course, sir.
The only problem is neither of us have actions left to do it, so...
Well, there's
Yeah, well,
there's a
we
good
can
friend,
wait
Lieutenant
later.
Talora. They might help you with your plan.
Talora likes Ryloth too much to do that.
Yeah.
Well, the love interest, as you well know, so... Sorry, that's just my own personal ship coming in. Don't mind me.
This is a Romulan operative squad. We're all the love interests.
Just business, darling. It's just business.
No. Cease.
Hey, that's the fun thing about Romulans. Not enough is known. Everything I say could be canon.
Going to disintegrate you, and that will be canon.
No, it'll be a
Hey, it's your support character.
That's how Romulans express love.
I'll disintegrate your heart. That's romantic, I think? I don't know.
Even ended an entire species of Dissundering.
It's more of a euphemism. What is Talora up to anything? Or leaving Starbase 173?
Do you want to tune the sensors ahead of time just so you can get an advantage for tracking in theory?
Yeah, that might be a good call.
Yeah, of course.
Give me reason science, I suppose. Difficulty 2.
Take a threat.
Make me.
Analysis focus.
Yep.
Rerolling the comp.
Generate 1, which is going to peel away anyway. Well, I mean, you could establish an advantage with it, I suppose. Or it fades off. Yeah, no, you have some presets in the Rita where you're able to kind of... It's a lot more attenuated for sensing, in theory, life forms than it otherwise would be.
Wait, would the Rita have, in theory, assisted with that?
It could assist, yeah, with computers plus science.
I was just like, or is it sensor science? It is just programming, so yeah.
Yeah.
I was just curious. I'm like, oh, well, look at that.
Oh, there you go. You generated one. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, you now have a standing advantage of having an easier time detecting in theory with the Rita.
How does this?
How
how does the
shuttle's
Rita only
rolling
roll
better
one
than I
die?
am.
Wait, how does the
Good
Rita ship
question.
sheet roll? Huh?
That's a
buddy.
great question.
I have the
No
ship
idea.
It works.
I
Fuck
thought
all of you.
Winchester had worked on it after last week.
Not the Rita. He has. You guys only just got access to it.
No, never mind. then.
None of you could see that sheet until now.
Why did I do anything to the Rita?
To starships
With
in
your
general,
eyes.
because they weren't working properly.
Hmm.
Because they were rolling
Okay.
2 dice instead of 1.
Oh, you mean me actually editing the sheet?
Yeah. But you couldn't have done that to the Rita, because you only... Unless you did it within the... Since I gave access like a half hour ago.
No, I figured that out like 2 months ago, and then all of the interest of ever doing anything else to help at all has just left.
Uh-huh.
So,
Because it keeps resetting, so it's like, well, hooray, I'd have to keep resetting every time.
Exactly.
no, I think it works. You only have to make the change on each sheet once, but I've never been known for doing repetitive tasks. So,
Anything you wish to spend for your momentum there, Talora, before we move on to the next leg of your journey?
I think I'm good unless anyone has like a specific request. I think we'd be good to just let it go and let that momentum peel.
Yeah.
That's all right.
So, we still have 2 momentum on the board.
No, 0 because you gave me lip. No. It's called toxic GMing. I hear it's really good to establish dominance.
Yeah, what you need to understand about role-playing games is that they are an adversarial game in which the GM and the players are all in a matched competition with themselves and each other.
And due to your interference in the mass movement, as things do leave the Swiftwind Express, but a certain cloaked vessel is waiting just not to attack the Swiftwind Express. It could attack the Swiftwind Express and threaten it and fire torpedoes at it and all a bunch of stuff. It's not going to do that. It's been told not to break whatever operation's going on. Swiftwind Express is going to leave, but it is going to go after the small crafts that are involved. And I will offer to you, Ryloff, to roll 5 challenge dice. You have essentially Vicious as you're running a quick fleet engagement between the ship that you sent and these 2 small craft. So you're rolling. What is it for a Dideridex? Or Dideridex equivalent? 6. I think it's 6 versus my.
Dideridex or skill 6, yeah.
Yep.
Unless you want to take the original book, book had it at skill 7.
Yeah.
So
It is bigger than a galaxy.
You get to roll 6.
Not
I
by an
get
order
to
of
roll 3 because the ship that leaves is scale 1. The ship that's meeting them is scale 2.
The Dideridex occupies a greater volume than the Galaxy class, but it's mostly hollow because of its shape.
And the
Yeah.
galaxy's not mostly just air?
No, actually,
The
there's very little
galaxy is
air in
mostly
the
air.
galaxy, yeah.
The Dideridex is mostly space. Very different.
You beat me on that roll, so the Dideridex is winning. We do one more roll to see if you actually defeat my shuttles. I think you're going to. I think they're pretty screwed. They were not expecting a friggin' Dideridex to just roll in on them.
Yeah,
that fight's over. But hey, you could roll. You could have rolled crap. That's entirely possible.
That's possible.
And I could have rolled
sincerely
something other.
if they lost.
I would have preferred to roll something other than just 1 every time. Actually, I did roll 2 in that first one. I did have Vicious. Not that it mattered because you'd roll 4. So they do put up a fight, but it's a Star Navy Dideridex versus a scale 2 and a scale 1. That fight does not go well for them.
Didn't blow them up, did it?
No, it was asked not to.
Okay.
It won the fight.
It's a Dideridex. It's entirely full of, the apparently 1,000 people they put in there. Which the first part of the fight was knock out the shields. The second part is just transport people over there. A lot of people.
You guys could do something while passing through the Xyhydri sector, but I would, if you do, your comp range is 5, because if you do anything and screw up, you might tip off to the ship that something's up. So it might be better for you to pass that sector. You don't have to. I'm just suggesting you might want to.
Yeah, we'll just chill. I think. Is anyone opposed to chilling?
Not opposed to chilling.
Just relax. Be
I'm not very
subtle.
good at chilling, sir, because I am a Romulan, but if ordered, I shall do my best.
You are.
It's like mandatory
Fully
fun,
capable
mandatory
of-
chill.
Yeah, mandatory fun. It's not mandatory fun. It's mandatory no working.
What do you mean no work? That's a word we don't use. And yes, there's a word for it in Romulan. It's just no one likes to say it out loud, you know.
But what if the thing I find the most fun is work?
Even children
They
work.
run maintenance on the shuttlecraft.
But that will tip people off. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
Comp 5 to do basic maintenance.
Make sure that the reactor is still fully functional and capable of supplying power to the cloaking device.
But yes, you are able to make it to the Talvath system. And that is the first real stop in Romulan space. As you are, they stop and they at the Talvath station. There are a variety of ships out here, just keeping it safe from attacks from the Tal Shiar. Because the nearest Tal Shiar op base is the Gakrux system. So there is this. This is the area that if they do fight, this is where they go. That's why the Swift One's going wide around it, because it doesn't want to be caught here. Because ideally you would just go straight over, but it's like no. There's a bunch of Tal Shiar ships. It's like we have state people aboard. Let's not drive through there. That seems like a bad idea.
Since this is the first time in a long time being back home, quote unquote.
We left like a week ago.
Hey, Devarro gets homesick. Time to take off the old comm badge, grab a bunch of Romulan ale and delicacies, and go ham.
Presence, command, or con, difficulty 0, as you just spend some time taking some R&R. I mean, the ship's not going anywhere for a while, so...
Would it be excessive to give you 6 threat?
I'll take it. It's your dice.
Why?
I'll take
Giving
you if
the
you,
GM threat on a task to relax is the most insane thing I've ever heard. That's like
On a dip
that's
zero
stringing
task
up
to
a hammock. That is like stringing up a hammock to like read a book over an active volcano.
hey, look,
Do
some
it.
people get their kicks. I mean, heck, freaking Kirk was going free climbing across a cliff face in Starfleet Generations. Starfleet Generation. First, it's like, dude, what? Why? You ever hear of safety boots? Anyway, sorry, I'm okay.
Because the mountain is there.
So are safety harnesses. This is why a bridge gets you, Kirk. Anyway, if you just had a harness, you would have been fine.
Bro, it's
Rude.
true.
Okay. Now that I've shocked you all, you'll be more forgiving if I just give the GM 3 threat, because
No.
you've accepted that there was a worse possibility.
It's still.
Hey, and it was necessary because I had a terrible roll.
It was a diff 0. You were succeeding anyway.
He generated momentum. He actually had a relaxing time instead of just getting
Sure.
blinding drunk.
I mean,
But yeah, you have a good time at Talvath. There's lots of other, Devarro probably runs into a couple of friends and gets to hear, well, a lot of people are spending time if you're at Talvath, this is your last stop before going out into the front. So, if you're going to relax, do it now, because you're not going to get to it once you get on the birds. What else are people up to in the Talvath system? Kovic going to sign up for the Star Navy? They could always use another security officer.
I don't think they take me the way I roll.
I mean, they'll put you on the front line. Cannon fodder's
yeah,
useful.
shock trooper. Yeah.
I mean, Rylov, do you think there might be a way to see if Rule was seen passing through here?
Yeah, I don't believe there's going to be a particular way to ask if a
Yeah. that's what I'm
missing
thinking.
Tal Shiar senior officer was seen on a state planet recently without raising some eyebrows.
Well, fair enough. I would assume that Talora has his biometrics.
Yes. we did get that.
Yeah.
Pretty sure he has all of ours too, so,
Yeah. You
watch
get
that be where they got most of the biometrics from, actually.
Yeah. If there's anything really particular to do here deep in Romulan space for a happy-go-lucky harmonizer like myself?
No. I mean, we could further your cover.
I tell you what. Kovic will go and have a meet and greet with the station security, head of station security, see how the Romulans go about investigating some crimes. We're here for a minute. Trade some cop shop stories. See if we can help each other out.
I'll go with him on that as escort,
Fair enough.
rather than just some random alien that they don't know showing up and being like,
Yeah,
What?
you were about to become the subject of an investigation for showing up.
yeah,
I mean, he can identify himself. It's
he
not like
can.
we've been secret about Kovic traveling through this area of space.
No, but it's also not like you're important enough for him to have crossed his desk.
I beg your pardon. He's just the station security guy.
You heard me.
I'm the harmonizer of Halanak Station.
Presence security difficulty is now 1 because Rylof's with you.
What was it before?
4. Otherwise, you
Yeah,
were going to be put into a small cell and be asked very pointed questions why you're here. But now it's like, oh, no, it's a social visit. Okay. I mean, you know, you could still complicate and still get both of you in a small cell. But, you know.
Right.
Please don't.
Mission fail. We've been arrested by the Navy.
No.
I just
Okay.
went through this.
There's the security one. All right, so take screw it. Take 3 momentum for 4 dice.
Whoa, so much momentum. What the heck? That's as bad as
Right.
6th threat.
Oh,
Thank God.
I think I may have broken the streak.
Boy. I tried Winchester. I was trying to sell it. They didn't buy it.
Is Ralph technically assisting, or is his mere presence just pretty much the assistant lower?
You can
down
roll
by
to
3
assist.
As it is.
You can just stand there and be pretty, or you can actually, you know, prove you're more than a pretty face.
I mean, I don't need exactly to do much to prove that. Let's be honest here.
Hey, look, it's not my fault you don't use 5 pounds of gel like the Navy says you do, and you only use 2.
No, he's got longer hair, so he's got a hair tie instead.
Oh.
Yeah.
One of those
Oh,
slacker officers.
You're not dodging. the
No, I just
allegations
got
of a
really
pretty
tired
face
of the
here.
exactly one hairstyle
Yeah.
that every single one has. So it's the same hairstyle, just tied back with longer hair.
Oh God, you have a Romulan mullet.
It's a
Oh,
ponytail.
Business out front, party in the back.
Do you think all men with long hair have mullets?
No, this is a Romulan mullet. It's like, you know, the bowl cut in the front and then the ponytail in the back.
And I mean, you know what? With the shoulder pads, I can kind of dig it.
God.
Romulan with a mullet would not be bad, but I do not think that's what's at discussion here.
No.
So,
I don't think this was Gene Roddenberry's vision.
hey, you can see his lips, so everything's fine. The actor can act. So, Kovic and Rylev have an enlightening conversation about a wartime security station, how security's different in that sort of environment. It is way more militant than what you do at Halanak Station, Kovic. They don't have civilian constables. That's not a thing here. This is a military base that civilians are permitted to use for the benefit of the Star Empire. Normally, although you'll get some insight that they may be super strict now, but if they're in peacetime, well, as peacetime as the Empire ever is, in a more peaceful standing, a place like Talvath would not be as tuned up and ready to go. Even a visitor like yourself wouldn't have been all that odd. If you had free time, he'd probably just see you anyway, just to learn information from you about how you do things.
Right.
And before the Civil War, Tal-Shiar would probably be floating around, augmenting that. But they now have new protocols to kind of fill that gap, fill that void. That's a lot more in line with the vision of the Senate rather than the old way, as they would put it. But very militant, very strict, and they do prioritize if possible, they like taking prisoners. They will kill somebody if that's what it takes. Like if that makes the threat go away, then make it go away.
Right.
But they'd rather capture a target and interrogate them, not torture them, because that's a Tal Shiar thing, and they're better than that, obviously. Totally.
Right.
Obviously.
So what's this security chief's name?
I'll get you a name. Moment.
But there's similarities between disabling someone with a mass driver and a disruptor.
Yes.
Yeah.
You both have a similar, like, well, this does disarm people by just removing their arm.
Literally disarming them. Yes. So we've faced some of the same difficulties in attempting to take people alive.
It's not difficult. Just don't aim for center mass or the head.
Oh, well, in a gunfight, you never know. That's why I prefer laughing murder.
That gets you a look or two of, oh. And then a look.
No, that's...
And then a look to, in the slightest of nods and such at Rylop to go, is he one of us, sort of thing? Because that comment would be like, is he a plant? is he a Romulan?
knows this for some reason.
No, I just know Galactic Krav Maga when I see it.
Not actually sparred. Because Rylov also has naval martial arts, which covers laughing murder.
Yeah. I have the actual thing for the book, but I couldn't pronounce it to save my life.
Oh yeah,
Lake Errol, yeah.
Yeah, it's got a mouthful of a pronunciation for what that actually is.
This is Centurion Malai.
Yeah.
There is other security apparatuses. They're just responsible for Talvath Station, but there's the fleet security guy, and then there's the sector-wide one. So,
could I turn this into a favor with this guy?
You could, yep. Now that you've actually sat down in their office and you were properly introduced through Ryloff, so you're now someone they're you're someone worth talking to. Besides, actually, even then, I take that back. Even then, as long as they're allied, you can still take them as a favor. Which, no, so Ryloff is what makes that possible. Yep, nope. And a successful roll. Because if you made a diff 4 roll, you would have found a way to make him trust you.
Cool. Yeah. Perfect. Always handy to have a favor owed to you by the Chief of Security in Romulan space.
Yes.
Yeah, cool. And maybe I've broken my streak.
Well, now you jinxed yourself now that you said it.
I know. Well, I've only got like 25 minutes left anyway, so how bad could it possibly be?
You really
Why
have to
would
stop
you
saying
say
things
that?
like that. You really gotta.
Tempting Fate is so fun.
You got any mirrors to crack around you? Any black cats? Any open ladders?
Hey, don't be talking shit about black cats. I just have a tortoiseshell in front of me right now, but still.
Any activity from Dr. Karis, Talora, or Sindari while at the Talvath system?
Yeah, LT, are we sending that message?
LT is currently in locked in corners, just like smashing them back. So yeah, you can come in.
Okay,
And yeah, it's you. 5 minutes later, forget all about the terrible happenings. Right, command has handled that. Here's a Romulan ale.
Yeah, we've got it. Yep. You know
I don't
this
know.
stuff is
Here's a
so
Romulan
good.
whiskey.
Did you know this stuff is so good? The Federation banned it. That's how scared they are of us. They can't even handle our liquor.
Well, that's just something they tell new recruits.
You sure?
Every station I've ever seen, there's always someone you can ask to get it. So how could it be illegal?
Yeah, but I've talked to the Federationers on the station, and they've all said that it is legally against the law, which I assume means that the Federation state police forces will punish you severely if they do catch you with it.
They say that, but all of them have access to it somehow.
Which must be very convenient for the Federation police, meaning they have dirt on quite literally every officer in Starfleet.
Look, it's
It's
not
effective
legal,
policing.
but it's also decriminalized.
But yeah, you can send that communication.
Sure, I'll try to send that communication.
Sending from where? Like from the Sylphan Express, from Talvath Station, from a communication area on Talvath.
Well, are you gonna help me, Davro? I don't know if I can do this by myself.
I've already done something.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
For a second, I thought it was, "Are you gonna help me there, bro?"
Yeah. Yeah.
no,
yes.
see, all you're doing, you're going to the random pay phones on the station. You're gonna dial Halanak. You're gonna say, "Hey, Halanak harmonizers, I got something that you're looking for. It's on this planet," and then hang up.
That's what. Okay. Okay. So I'm directing them to what planet?
Zeta something, Zeta Alpha. This one, right?
No.
Which one? It's one of these.
Xi Hydra.
Xi Hydra.
Okay. 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 So I'm gonna try to pick up a public communicator on the station, and I'm gonna try to call the Halanak station open tips line.
Okay.
Say you've seen them. That's where they're at. And
Wow,
and
I
here's the
really looking forward
account
to
that
meeting
you
some
can
new
deposit the
supporting
reward
characters.
into.
Yep. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to say, hello. I'm a Romulan citizen from Xi Hydra. I've seen some of your missing persons on the planet. You must send Halanak forces there immediately. And I'll rattle off the numbers that link to my offshore bank account they can deposit the money into.
Presence Commander Security Difficulty 4, Comp Range 3. Part of it is them just believing you. And part of it is selling the lie, but still getting them to believe the true part. And also,
Okay.
maybe the comp increases to make sure they don't look at your finances too closely. Yeah, that's a funny number.
Signals intelligence. I am engaging in intelligence over the signals.
Shockingly, yes.
Okay, I'm rolling a 9 here. And okay.
Spend your determination.
I don't have a value.
But you have directives.
Okay, I'm spending my determination on
There's got to be like a prime directive for Romulans or something that covers this, right?
what?
Anti-slavery tasking?
Ha! You really think the Romans are nice? They had. What about the Remians?
You've heard, yeah, I was gonna say, you've heard that, right?
The Remians.
But you might want to look at
I
the
hate it.
standing directives or the mission or the admiralty directives. Those might be able to.
Species so disrespected they don't even get their names pronounced right.
Well,
The remnants don't exist. That's beta canon.
I know. God, that movie's so bad.
Yeah.
Okay, GM.
Yeah.
GM.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, big brain time, right? Okay.
Okay.
So one of our standing directives: strengthen relations with the FIS and assist with the integration of personnel and infrastructure. This is strengthening the relationship between myself, my bank account, and the FIS, and it is also integrating the infrastructure and personnel of the kidnapped persons and FIS.
I won't take that reasoning, but the directive will work. Yes.
Okay.
Because this is a Romulan agent tipping off the police of the FIS. Hey, here's where your missing people are. I mean, I'm not taking it for nothing. Pay me, but you know.
Technically, this is a Romulan citizen because you haven't identified yourself.
Yeah, so some random citizen's just helping out the harmonizers for some reason. That's weird, but okay.
Does that strengthen
Um,
ties? Actually,
Not this
I
random
don't
citizen
know.
also found out about these missing persons on another planet like 200 light years, so 2,000 light years away.
So-
Okay.
Is
Yeah.
is Rylov is in command of this mission?
Yeah, supposedly.
So
Yeah, apparently.
Devaro being a lieutenant, can Devaro be the executive officer of this mission?
It actually falls to Dr. Karras. They're the second highest ranking person.
Okay.
They're a
Sorry, I was gonna try to
subcentorian.
get
Probably
you your
why you didn't
determination
know.
back.
Okay.
Dr. Karras
okay.
is a subcommander. Subcentorian, sorry.
Okay. So, all right. Now 5 momentum to roll 4 dice.
Okay.
Oh, 1 short. Oh. All right.
You didn't go.
I mean, there are 2 other people who might be able to help you with this nonsense.
Yeah, you can try
Yeah.
to get help from
Talora?
no.
Wow.
Karas?
Yeah. Can I rapidly try to onboard and ask for Karas to help me here? Because I need a second person to vet me and have the, can I onboard her onto the scheme and get her the help and the span in order to do this task?
You can try.
Okay, does she even know about the in theory?
No, he does not.
Oh,
No
here's what you can do. You
Yeah.
can challenge Directive 3 by openly talking about how it's going to compromise the NX project if they don't.
Do I know about the NX project?
I mean, you could have just looked out a window.
No, it's not. It's not in that state yet.
No, because it doesn't. There's no development on it yet.
Yeah.
And actually, there's a whole role about making it super secret that succeeded.
Yeah.
I think we're just gonna have to accept this was a failure.
Oh, it doesn't hurt as bad as you think it will.
It's fine. I'm playing a support character. Like, I was perfectly willing to let myself go to prison for this.
Well,
GM,
Yeah.
I would be fine with the succeed at cost, where I get caught but succeed. But obviously that's up to you.
That still does fuck Rylov over.
Yeah.
Yeah, that I will say that succeed at cost will result in a ding for Ryloff because he gets wrapped up in a criminal investigation by the Harmonizers that he's going to have to deal with later because the Harmonizers are going to want to talk to the fleet liaison about what the heck is going on. Why are they filling out? Why are they paying off Romulan state agents to rescue their citizens? I thought we were friends, sort of thing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You could succeed at cost.
Well-
That sounds like you can make that a Ryloff problem, not a Centauri problem.
No, I'll just accept
Aw.
that they don't believe me. Well, okay. If I'm being peer pressured, then yes, but I don't want to
Who's
be.
peer pressuring you?
I'm peer pressuring you.
He just made a noise of awe that I said
no.
no.
That's because the
Yeah,
GM wants to
peer
hit me
pressure
with things.
Oh my god.
I was like, yeah, Rylov picked a team of people, and apparently the team of people he picked are immediately trying to fuck him over.
They're not intentionally trying to fuck you over. It's just they'd rather fuck you over than get fucked themselves. Sorry,
fucking
I think I blew your budget there. My apologies.
Yeah, I was gonna say, what is the danger to them at the moment?
This whole plan seems very ill-conceived.
I was going along with it because the LT suggested it. Blame him.
I was only following
Fair.
orders.
This was the prisoner's dilemma.
Hold on. Only
Immediately.
following
no.
orders is kind of an acceptable phrase when you're trying to free some enslaved people, right?
It's Romulans.
You're on the good side. You can use that phrase.
Okay, whatever. I'll just accept my failure, and then I'm gonna go back to the lieutenant and say they didn't believe me.
Yeah. Because, yeah, what's just a regular failure? They just don't believe you.
Yeah.
Which is more on that's mostly on them then. right? They failed in their job as harmonizers.
Well, unfortunately, the head harmonizer isn't here. He's on vacation golfing, apparently.
I mean, if he was doing his
Which
job,
is,
this wouldn't be a problem.
I'm to understand is some kind of blood sport that's insanely dangerous, involves hitting people with clubs.
To be fair, this
Well,
step didn't need to happen at all. Like we've already got the people secure. So it's like, don't get
Yeah,
back
but we
to
there,
didn't
tall,
get-
dark, and pointy.
But we didn't get a bunch of untraceable money.
Don't need it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we need black budgets.
Is there anything Dr. Kiris or Talora are doing on Talvath before it leaves?
No. Karis knows that none of this is going on, and is just minding her own business and reading over files.
Yeah.
Ben,
Yes.
anything for Talora?
I don't think so.
Yep. That's the Swiftwind Express. Goes wide of the system. It tries to stay trailing of Federation space because it doesn't want to deal with yet another border check because it did pick something up on Talvath. But it doesn't want to get too far trailing because then it gets wrapped up in the conflict between the two sides. But unfortunately, as you're all flying along, one moment it goes from a moment of you're just on another day on the Swiftwind Express to there is a general quarters alert. Klaxons blare everywhere. The question I have, where you guys are expected to go either to your rooms and stay in quarters and don't go anywhere, or head to your ship.
Oh, 100% the ship.
100%
Yeah,
the ship.
100%
Yeah. Like that's probably been established as the if anything happens, that's where we're
Yeah,
leaving,
yeah, yeah.
because that is our point off the ship.
You all flee to the Rita.
Yeah.
I wouldn't call it fleeing. I'd call it walking with all deliberate haste.
Brisk intent.
We are redistributing ourselves to our general quarters location.
We are walking with brisk intent.
I mean, do you want me to check that you're walking fast enough, or because you're kind of you sound like you're moving really slow in an emergency situation? No, I won't be that picky. But yeah, no, you guys get to your small craft, and you've been given enough notice to do that because you're not worrying about ship actions. You're not part of the fight right now. But the Swiftwind Express is banking for its life as it went way too trailing, or the battle got way too forward, and they've gotten wrapped up in a fight. Which is not a great place to be when you're a civil freighter. Especially when you have state assets aboard. That's not good for them, because Tal Shiar forces are not impressed, and they do take shots at the Swiftwind Express. The state ships
through like the sensors on the shuttle.
Yeah. There is actually let's do a quick roll off here. Roll for me. You guys can roll for your itty bitty friend that could. You get to roll 3 challenge dice.
Oh, wonderful.
I don't think I get to roll 3 challenge dice. I think someone else needs to roll 3 dice.
Do you want me to roll those then?
Yes. Somebody.
Hey,
Here,
Ben, you want to roll them?
Sure.
I just did.
Oh, there we go. That's good then.
Way to go, Doc. Way to go, Doc.
Yeah, 3's good.
The first volley of fire, the Swiftwind Express gets very badly binged up. You can roll again. Maybe the Swiftwind gets lucky and actually does some damage to its attacker.
Maybe.
Can't we just flee?
You might not need to if the Swiftwind wins.
Hey, it's 4. 4's pretty good.
Yeah, that's not
Never
bad,
mind.
apparently.
So yeah,
4 on 3 dice is supposed to be good. I
Oh,
don't
that is
know.
good.
hey, it's good for a freighter.
Yeah.
The Swiftwind Express is doomed, and since it's moving at fleet speed, you guys have a lot more time to see it and read the writing on the wall. There is no you now know there's no hope for the Swiftwind Express. It's going to be boarded and destroyed. So you need to figure out what you're going to do.
I think we need to bail out and cloak. Get the hell out of
we're
here.
in the hangar. We can probably cloak as we're punching out so that it doesn't register as a different signature as it's leaving. Hopefully. That would be the intent, I believe.
Does the hangar bay have doors, or is it just a field?
It has doors and a field, but it's the freighter once it's engaged, it would open up its doors and allow ships to go out through the force. The force field is just keeping atmosphere from blowing in, from being sucked out into space. But you are all allowed to fly out because it's like, well, no, that's just basic freighter protocol. If they have just to allow civilians, if they want to flee, they can. If they want to stay here, they can stay here.
Also, there's other small craft going out the same.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of people fleeing. Everyone.
But that gives us more cover. Is what I mean.
Using this cover.
Is it more likely that the Tal Shiar would want to capture this than destroy it?
Hard. It depends on the commander, but the protocol is to capture and interrogate. Capture, interrogate, and disseminate information. So yank the computer cores, look for any information that's on them. But sometimes you need to prove a point. Do not challenge the Tal Shiar or you will be punished. Death.
Unfortunately, the information the Swiftwind Express has isn't correct anyway.
Yeah.
Well, no, but they have details on us because they've been tracking and scanning us, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so I'm just thinking, what if an enterprising young lieutenant and his duplicitous sub-lieutenant, arranged for this ship to help explode itself so it couldn't be interrogated?
Okay, I've gone along with a lot of your ideas, but I think exploding a ship filled with people aboard it because we don't want other people to learn what they know about might be a step too far for me.
Hey, these people were slavers. Where's the sympathy coming from?
They were slavers, which is why they deserve to be sent to prison.
You're also going to take out the few passengers that are stuck on the ship.
Yeah.
Which is not worse than what the Tal Shiar said you to.
Since we already have established backdoors into their system, maybe just go in and scrub their computer core, get a worm in there, and just have it go after any information associated with.
I can come down to that.
Honestly, I mean, we have all of the signals to the trackers that are on us. So if the Tal Shiar capture the ship, learn what we're being tracked with, and just be like, oh, we can use that, they can't because we can jam it. So it makes them think they have something they don't. So
but
it's honestly better to leave it.
But it
False
will.
intelligence is better than no intelligence.
But it will tell them who was on this ship.
That is
Because
true.
they had our biometrics, at least mine and
we
yours.
can backdoor it then. Yeah.
Okay,
I'm fine with that.
I've been talked down from the ledge.
Which might mean that we're hanging onto the ship a little bit longer than we want.
Is that an acceptable level of espionage to get an assist, or is that still too far?
I will assist.
Yeah. Also, I mean, it's we are on this rather small shuttle, so I don't imagine there's much room to plot something without everyone's input.
Controls, science, or security. Difficulty 2. It's just a straight advantage because you're right. It's just backdoors and you're just wiping information. And they're kind of busy. They aren't thinking about their ship manifest. That is not the first thing they're thinking about.
Cybersecurity and take a threat.
Yep.
I guess take 2 more.
No, I have an idea.
Kovic will help.
Hey, Kovic actually helps.
Yeah.
If I'm assisting on the because what we're doing is we're writing a computer program to wipe their data off their computers, right?
Yep.
I think it was
And inserting it, yeah.
Okay, can I argue for engineering on the grounds that I am doing the coding work to do the data wipe?
That would fall under science, what you just described.
Okay, then I'll keep that. Okay, in that case, then can I have a focus in computers anyways?
You could, yeah.
All right. Look at that.
I'm gonna hold Rylov here as the one probably flying, I imagine.
Mm-hmm.
You want
Or
to
is
quash
it
that
Thor?
comp? Winchester?
Sure.
Oh, fine.
Shouldn't have told us you had an idea.
It's only fair.
It is
So
fair.
on the plus side, you did wipe all the information off. On the downside, the core is breaching, so
Yeah, we'll be leaving.
Gotta go, Rylov. Gotta go.
Yes, and we're not putting up the shields because we're having a cloak on, so we need to make sure we make the distance. And unfortunately, we don't have a dedicated pilot. We have Rylov, who's good, but like a 3 is good.
Yeah.
daring
Sorry,
con difficulty 3, assisted by engines con. It would be 2, but I upped it by 1 because I imagine you're trying to cloak and hide yourself amongst the fleeing ships so they don't figure out that you're there.
Yes, to that extent. Survival, but I can see you arguing against that.
I would raise complication.
Yep. We have Star Navy protocols, or strategy and tactics.
Strat and tactics I would take.
Tactics, yeah.
Yeah, because this is definitely we're trying to mask ourselves through this. Not scout, but subtle potentially.
Not in this setting, no.
Not in this setting. Yeah, fair enough. Da 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 da. None of that particularly relevant, and it's diff 3?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I feel like surviving. I don't know about you and everyone else.
I mean, you don't have to. You make new characters for you and Kovic.
Yeah, naturally. So we'll,
I'm always slightly more suicidal as a support character, but you know, if the main characters want to survive, they're allowed to.
So, that is, like, not reassuring. Using this medal, you get 3, tragically.
Hooray.
Yeah.
We gained
And
1.
Ship's engines con. The ship exists and has a con score. I don't know if you want us to actually roll to put on the cloaking device.
Nah, I'm not going to worry about it. Speed of plot reasons.
Yes.
The Swift and
Also-
Oh, sorry?
Sorry, I was gonna say also fully Romulan crew. I'm sure they know exactly what they're doing.
So, you are able to cloak in the midst of the chaos, and a few of the fleet goes to stabilize and board the ship, so the Swift and Express does not explode on them. However, there are some ships that are chasing down and firing wide beams into the fleeing shuttles. You need to leave this group, otherwise you're gonna, even because they're kind of sweeping their blasts to hit as many as possible, and you're kind of in the same zone as everybody else. They don't have to see you to hit you.
Yeah, but our initial departure has been masked. We can now break off and make way to probably the closest state installation that would be know of. It's not Garka, because you said that was Tal Shiar. Is it Ro?
It would be.
Or Gardius? Garidius.
Here, let me find my things.
Garidius wouldn't be like publicly, I'm sure, but I don't know if there's something secret there.
Garidius is a supposedly neutral planet. It's not Federation, it's not Romulan, and it was never part of the Romulan neutral zone. So,
I'm guessing that's our closest bet, though.
because it'd be here, the nearest naval yard, stronghold of any kind, is here. Back the way you came, of course, and Balak. Because this area here is hostile space.
We should be more than capable of reaching neutral and then going from neutral space.
So you're gonna warp to the Garidius system?
Yes.
Garidius system?
I believe that would be our intent.
Alright, give me one last... Whoops, I killed somebody. The Dari's fine, I'm just kidding. One last This time it's daring or control plus con. Difficulty opposed as you're trying to basically evade the volley of fire of torpedoes and plasma torpedoes and a disruptor fire and just like warp.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm gonna buy a couple dice because they are trying to destroy as many of these ships. Because a lot of other ships have the same idea as you: as leave, warp, get out of here, get out of here.
Yes. Fortunately, they can be seen, and we can't.
Yeah.
Now,
Yeah, the worst that'll happen is that you won't be able to warp and you'll be knocked out of cloak, and then you have a whole different problem.
and I believe it was mentioned that was like an ongoing battle here-ish.
Yep, you can see
that was more
naval
just another
ships, you can
ship.
see Tal Shiar ships.
So, yeah, we could head for a state ship, but that would be its own problems for sure.
If you,
So we
I
can't
would
sit
tell you
around
if you
and
went to a state ship, your mission would be ended because they'd retreat and they want to debrief you and all that.
Yeah. So the value of you can't sit around and wait for help.
Yep, I take that.
As much as we could signal or do anything like that, no. And I will not be giving you things. I'll be 2 momentum.
2 momentum.
But will not give you more threat. So I think we're roughly even on what we're spending here.
Yeah, I have 2 dice. You have 2 dice, I believe. Actually, you have a die plus a free one.
Yes.
Bang.
Yep. Okay. Don't worry, we both comp.
The comps cancel each other out at least.
Yeah.
These guys are
Actually, I
talented.
can get rid of mine with a Legion of Honor.
1, 2, 3. That is 3. They are. Oh, wait. It helps. No, it doesn't.
I keep mine again, by the way.
And yeah,
And, the Rita helps. So the Rita doesn't help.
Rita flees for the Gyarados system
And
out
they
of the
take a
battle.
complication, because I'm quashing that with a Legion of Honor.
Okay. But yeah, your mission's gotten a little more complicated, and your ship has been destroyed. It has been destroyed. It's been captured, but the battle goes back and forth. But it's gonna be interesting getting back home from here.
That'll be fine.
It'll be fine.
So,
You wanted excitement, Kovic.
Yeah.
well, for everyone watching out there, it looks like they're halfway through their mission. They still have to get to the target system of Balak to figure out actually do the rescue. This was just them getting there.
This was the rescue before Balak, really.
Yeah.
So there's gonna be part 2 of Rescue at Balak. But hey, no one died. No one got arrested.
Yeah.
There's 1,000 slime children or light children that we have to save.
Yeah, actually, yeah. There's gonna be a rep pat on the back for that because they were saved. So good job saving those
Nice.
people. Because they were destined to go somewhere not very nice. But all that said and done, for all of you watching, thank you very much for watching. For those of you playing, thank you very much for playing, and look forward to seeing you again next time. You all have a good one. Bye. Oh, I know.
Yeah, no,
music.
my
Go
my
ahead.
notes for what today's milestone is for having spent determination are all over the place.
All right, guys. Hard stop for me. Enjoyed it. Sorry I couldn't roll worth a damn, but
I mean, you
That happens
just
to the
rolled at
best
the
of
end
us.
there, where
Yeah.
it was like,
Yeah.
yeah,
Hey,
I've
at
got
least,
this.
at least you rolled more than one die at a time.
yeah, fair enough. Fair enough.
Normally, Talora rolls more than one, but today it was just like, you know what? We're saving you for later.
And later never came.
I'm a surprise tool that will help you later.
I mean, with the did the reading high, everything's now a science roll. I have a focus and a 5 in it.
Yeah, the problem was I wasn't leading any rolls, and the only
Yeah.
roll
Yeah.
I did lead was a science roll.
Yeah.
Well, we will
We
see
will-
y'all
we'll get
next
you
week.
something next
Have a
time.
good one.
See that?
See you.
Yeah.
Thanks for running, Corby.
Yeah, have a good one.
So
Definitely get you something
Who-
next time.
Who all is showing up to cross over tomorrow?
I
Um,
can't.
I don't think I am.
Okay.
I can. Don't worry, Admiral.
Cool. Cool.
It was the stop between